Welcome to the Smiling Sufferer podcast. If you know, you know. This is the young wolf on the mic.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god.
AKA Courageous. Let's get it.
Yeah. So hi guys. I don't even know where to start from after that. So anyway, this is today. How are you guys doing?
I don't need to say much, man. They all know this is G.
All right, how you guys doing though?
We're good.
We're back a week after, man. We're back at this.
We couldn't stay away.
I know we had to come back and serve the audience.
I guess.
So what's been going on? Oh, first of all, you guys like that song?
No.
Why you don't like that song?
Who is it supposed to be?
See, you guys always pushing me in a corner where it sounds like I have an agenda against
Who
the video.
is it supposed to be?
The video and Duncan Mighty.
Oh, that was
Duncan Mighty.
Oh, that's the
I like
song.
the beginning of the song, but then
Right.
it just faded out
It got
quick
weird.
for me.
Yeah.
But I think it was a collab that Duncan felt he couldn't pass over.
Yeah.
I mean, Fake Love put him out there. Well, no disrespect to Duncan, he's been out there it should be a legend, but you know he faded off music wise. Fake Love put him out there, and he became in demand again. And
He's like one of the most sought
right
after
now
artists right now.
Right now, yes, you know, I mean, for a while he was not, but right now he is. And then Lova Lova with Tiwa was also a nice track.
Right. Oh,
So
that was him.
I guess the
So he has
standards
a
for him
little
were
bit
high,
of-
but you don't know who Duncan Mighty is?
Not before I heard the songs.
Port Harcourt
Did you ever hear
Festival,
Obianuju?
Obianuju.
Oh, that's him?
Obianuju.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah.
this song, I had high expectations because I stumbled across his Instagram the day they actually recorded the song randomly on my Explore page.
Yeah, I remember that.
So he
I
was
remember.
like Instagram live in almost everything, and like he was so happy to be in Lagos again, to be in Davido's house and everything. So like he was very grateful for it, but I felt like they probably rushed it. I think
I
like
think so.
if him and Wiz could give us Fake Love as a masterpiece, I think him and Davido could also have done the same thing. But
I feel like they could have done without the Peruzzi feature.
I think Peruzzi tried at some point to even bring it a little bit. I don't know.
I
don't
love
know.
the song. I love the
It
song.
sounds like it.
I love Duncan Mighty's
I love the
part.
guy.
I like the part where he goes open Salah. Like I'm wondering like what's he talking about? Apparently it means white soup.
He's speaking in
It's something jazz related.
Is it?
The video, I love the video.
I haven't seen it.
In
Oh,
the
I
video,
haven't seen
he's
the video.
like they actually show the illegal oil mining like activities.
Right.
They show all of that. They kind of highlight
wow.
like the issues in Port
Harcourt.
in Port Harcourt.
Yeah, it's rivers crossing right next to bounce. Yeah, rivers.
They
It's speaking in rivers.
they highlight all those things. You see them with the seas
Inside the
where
water,
they-
everything. Yeah, in the video. Yeah.
and he's out there with this mask. I love the whole thing.
I
love
think
the
I think I
packaging.
just looked at it, which when I saw the video, the IG video, I was like, yeah, this is gonna be a hit because he's been sorted out right now, and then he had Fake Love, and I guess
He had
my
Fake Love.
expectations-
Lova Lova. I'm
Lova
gonna play
Lova
at the end of
too,
the
you
show.
know, as much as
I love that
yeah,
track.
I love that track too.
That's
you
a
know
really
what I
good
mean?
track. There's something about his voice. I feel like
Yeah,
he's the
Yeah, I like his
he's the
voice.
Barrington Levy of Naija music.
That's when I started.
No, seriously. have you heard Barrington Levy? Like the guy that he did the song with Shine on that telephone.
Right,
She
right,
called
right,
my
Yes, that's not
like their voice.
Sorry,
Their voices are very similar.
don't
They're very
think so.
unique. They have
I
that.
can
so.
see it. I can
Go
see
go
it.
back and listen. Wale.
I don't know. Maybe I
Trust
have to
me.
listen to the song.
But there's
again.
something about Duncan Mighty, man, that he brings this. He brings this credibility.
His
to
voice
a
is
track.
unique.
Right.
voice
He
is
has a
unique.
unique voice.
You know, it's not a whack track. Funny enough, I listened to it in the car, but I don't. I mean,
I don't love
you know,
it.
the
It's
funny
okay.
thing about this is Fake Love. When I saw Wizkid doing the behind the scene of Fake Love, I was like, what's this rubbish? Like, why are you singing with Duncan Mighty? And then Fake Love came out, and I was like, oh my god, this is the song of the year. But with this one, it was opposite. I was like, oh my god, this is going to be nice.
Yeah.
And then it came out, and I was like, what's this?
Is
Do
it maybe
you know-
because Whiskers are not on
No,
the
you
track?
see, that's what I'm saying. The one with Whiskey, I was thinking it's an unnecessary collab. I was like, why is Whiskey wasting time with Duncan? But it came out and I was like, oh shit, I love Duncan all over again.
But but I don't know if you caught
Maybe I overhyped it.
in Lova Lova. Did you know Wizkid was also on that track?
That's not Whiskey, that's Season
But
Miller.
no,
It's not Whiskey. Watch the
You
video.
sure?
Yeah, watch the video. I thought it was Wiz, but watch the video. Unless-
so sure.
No, I was when it came out. I was so sure.
was
I was
so
sure.
sure
it
it
was
was
with
the part where he
it's-
goes, you
Caesar.
sure? It sounded so much like
only
Wizkid.
put Caesar in the video.
Anyway, so we're gonna play at the end of the show.
It does sound like
you know what?
Wizkid, but watch
They're
the
gonna-
video. You will see that it's
I mean,
Caesar
maybe
Millie.
Wizkid isn't in the
Is
video.
Caesar Millie one of?
He's
The Star Boys.
He's on his thing. He's
Star
on that
Boys.
song, Soccer. I think. Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Caesar is on
Is that
Soccer,
guy? Is that yeah? Because I've seen his name somewhere.
think-
Interesting.
Anyway.
Yeah. I thought it was Wiz at first.
So where do you put Duncan Mighty right now in the game?
As a what? He's
Just-
a legend now.
He's like you already think he's
Before-
already
before
legendary.
Fake Love,
but he's only had
before-
one album though, technically.
No, Duncan has plenty of albums. Though. No, he has multiple albums.
Really?
Don't doubt that guy. Before Fake
Hold on
Love
now.
came out, it was already a legend to me. I just thought when they were doing Fake Love was like, this guy stay in retirement or whatever you've been doing. Like, why are you trying to come back? But he came back.
Why not?
Oh, yeah.
Because a lot of times people come back and they fail, but he
Well,
came back and
true,
it was
true.
like, oh, I was like, oh shit, nah, never mind, bro. And that's why I said I think this has a song. I don't really like it because I already felt that love I had for Duncan when like he was
Back in the
reigning,
day.
and I was like, okay, this is going to be another killer.
You're right. He had an album in 2009 before the Obiano Drew album, Fully Loaded.
Yeah.
Where he's dressed up like
No,
he's
nah,
dressed up like
don't-
50 Cent.
Duncan,
This was
Duncan
before the
is like
glow up.
Duncan is like the Port Harcourt guy.
Yeah.
It was him. Well, I don't know the line, but it was him. Then Timaya came
Timaya.
after. Then
He
obviously
came before Timaya.
He came before Timaya, and
didn't
then
even
our
know
boy
that.
what's his name came, this guy Burna Boy. Okay.
Burna.
Yeah, they've had other artists in between like Wakonzi and some other guys know, down there. Port Harcourt actually has nice artists.
They do, man. Apparently, they're trying out talent out here. But while we're on music, though, what do you think about this whole DMW gang?
It's not a record label. It's just it's like
For those of us that don't know what that is, can we explain?
Davido Music Worldwide. DMW is like I'm trying to see the word for like a similar group out here. What's that 50 Cent group back then?
G-Unit.
Yeah, it's like G Unit.
So it's not a record label.
No, I mean officially it's supposed to be, but
It's supposed to be a record label, but it's also a musical group.
it's like G Unit had its own record label
Well,
too now.
I guess, yeah.
You're not
So-
gonna
so
call, like
is-
G Unit was not signing like
Anybody? Well,
you know, it was like it was just them. Davido started, so Davido had HKN
Yeah.
with him, his brother, Chairman is supposed to be the head of it.
Yeah.
And then he signed his cousins.
Okay.
I don't know what happened, but he broke free. Him, Banco, and some other people went to go make DMW.
His cousin Shino
They left. Shino Peter, no, Shino
Shino
Peter,
Rambo.
Shino Rambo,
Shino
and
Rambo.
the other guy, the other
That
like
Shino Rambo wasn't the greatest of artists.
the other one was
He has a
actually
song
better.
out now. I
No, the
saw
other one
it.
was
He
better. Shino Rambo's raps were like. It was like light skin ball, shine ball, we don't carry your gun. Like, that was his raps, you know. I forget.
Wale,
his
you know
name.
they fear. You know they fear.
I did forget his name, but the other one was actually nice. It had some nice songs. Be Red, there you go. Shout out
Be
to
red, yeah.
But and then the video made DMW with, and then he signed on. Shout out to Banco's former, like Banco used to have a record label. I don't know if he still has it.
That's
Gang.
Sir Banco, right?
Yeah, Lloyd Ape Gang, and I think they signed his boys, which was Dremel, and I think I don't know someone else. Then the video signed Mayoko, and he did all that. And the video's been expanding. It's like I heard he signed one of those guys that guy that sang one of those Shekbeteri songs that Ido West, I think.
Okay.
One of those guys. He signed Peruzzi, who they say is Chioma's cousin or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Isn't that the one that people are accusing him of borrowing
So
Davido's?
man, people have time, man.
Born Davido's
Like
what?
So in the video-
they were
in the
like,
video,
yeah,
right?
there are two of them, him
the
and Fresh,
outfits.
the outfits. People have
Yeah.
time. But even
Nigerians.
though if that's the case, so
It was
what?
the hand, right?
My only
Maybe.
criticism is that if he was going to borrow a shirt, I would have preferred to borrow a less ugly shirt.
But even forget that. I mean, your people give people stuff. Your older
Right.
brother give
Yeah.
you stuff.
Or they
but-
can't have the
but
same shirt.
It's even
Why not?
let's even say even give it to him.
And so what, right?
It's like,
But he signed them. He signed Fresh, the producer. I heard that is actually an IB boy too. But he signed a whole bunch of people.
Okay.
But they're a lot. Like the reason I don't say they're a record label, and maybe no disrespect to them, because every time they add a new artist, they always have a lawyer there and
Yeah.
they sign. So they legally, I'm sure they are
yeah.
on paper, but like there are a lot. Like if Davido's in this room right now giving this interview,
There'll be
they'll
like
be
20 people.
There'll be no space.
It's a sweatshop.
It's just there'll be no. So it's like that's why
It's
I'm
sounding
like,
like
I
it's
see it's
sounding
more
like
like
another OVO sweatshop where it's like he's getting all these creatives. And,
I don't know.
And
I
they're all
don't know.
just coming
I don't
together.
know. But that's
and
why.
churning
That's
out
why
hits.
I think it's like more like a bro. That's why I said G Unit rather than
An
actual, but Slaughterhouse or something. It was like a group of guys.
Yeah.
But hey,
Supposedly, I should remember has a song with Offset and Davido that's supposed to be coming out.
Oh,
that's
word.
possible.
I'm
him.
looking
Good
at
for
it.
him.
Anyway.
I hope it gives us better.
So,
raps.
but while we're on music, though, we need to touch on this new Eminem album that dropped
Oh
yesterday.
my gosh.
Yo,
I'm not
it's
done
crazy.
listening,
It's crazy.
but oh my gosh,
Kamikaze.
it is awesome.
Yeah.
I feel like he gave us what he should have with Revival.
Yeah.
This was like, oh my
I
gosh.
saw your ratings on Twitter, Corey, and I
gosh,
just
Corey
sent
is
you a
really-
message.
Yeah, I saw. You said
Stepping Stone is
Stepping-
a 9.
Is it 9?
Because
Yes,
the reason
so
Stepping
I
Stone
agree.
is, you give it an 8. Because the reason I give Stepping Stone a 9 out of 10 is it has that Not Afraid vibe.
Thank you. That's what I've been trying to find out.
M-
Like,
M
think
always-
I
of.
love Stepping
Thank
Stone
you.
because he
I was
touches
trying
on
to think of what song does it
True,
remind me
I'm a
of.
huge Eminem fan. So
Me
like
too. Like, oh my gosh. high school.
when he came out with Relapse, I was like, what's this rubbish?
Yeah.
And then he brought Recovery, and I was like,
Yeah.
that's the last album I actually bought in a
Recovery?
store, like a CD that I still have it. is
Same here.
Recovery.
Yeah, same
That's
here.
the
That's the last
I
album.
bought.
You bought
Yeah,
it?
I bought it. I still
Like,
have
it's
it.
the last
yeah.
copy,
last
album of-
physical,
yeah.
album. I
It
have.
was Recovery that he like on the cover. He's
the
like
cover,
walking. He's on some.
He's standing. I think he's standing like on a road. And
Yeah,
if you
he's on.
open it,
Yeah. He's like white. He's
yeah,
standing
something
on,
like on the road. Yeah, but Recovery and Recovery killed it. And
Yeah.
Not Afraid.
Relapse was my least favorite because that was
Relapse-
when he was. I think he was just coming out.
It was.
He was just
I
throwing
don't know what it
stuff.
was.
I don't know
doing.
what
and then,
happened.
and then he waited 7 years, and then he gives us Revival, and I was
let's-
like,
but
Revival
let's-
was not good at all.
But-
I actually like.
I
Revival.
mean, it's
I
okay,
actually
but not
enjoyed
what
it.
I'm expecting from Eminem.
I love the
though.
Beyonce record. Did you like the Beyonce record?
Yeah,
Even
it was
that,
okay.
I liked
It
it. It was
alright.
okay.
I love-
and that's
I like
not hard
it.
for me to say because it's Beyonce, but
like
I didn't
it.
really care for
But
that
this
song.
one is real Eminem.
Yes,
this is
this
the
is
Eminem.
old
we know.
Eminem. Yep,
Banger.
yep.
Slim Shady's back.
And-
Yo, so let's start out with the Ringer, man. He was calling out everybody.
called everybody.
Everybody. He came out with an
Everybody,
AK-47 and he was
And
just
just went
spraying around.
off.
Joe Budden
Everybody.
got it.
Charlamagne got it.
Charlotte got it. but you know what I
Well,
liked
Joe's
about
expecting it,
what M did was he kind of 8 miled on the
Right,
album
yep,
too.
Yep. To say about himself too.
Everything
Yep.
that they could possibly throw at him,
Yep,
he
he
threw
brought
out
it
there.
up
He
first.
talked
Yep.
about the fact that he's been a brat. He had the Paul Rosenbach skits.
Skits,
that he
yeah,
brought
and then when he
back.
called him back,
I love
and
that.
then he called him back.
I love
Yeah,
yes, I
skit.
love that. He came for might have taken a shot at Drake, yo.
Yeah, not
Yeah,
might have.
yeah.
He did.
The king.
He did. The
He was
king.
like-
please.
I
He
mean-
called him out. Let's say what it is.
You
The
just
ghost
hate
writing.
Drake, so
He came.
no.
The ghost writing
Yeah.
stuff, everything.
The mumble rappers, he just
All of
washed
them.
them
yeah,
off.
but
Like,
yeah, I like the way he called
he
those
just
ones.
loved-
Out. He's like,
Right,
look,
right.
that's not my shit, man.
yeah, it's just not my shit.
It's not my shit. And do you know the saddest thing about it is, I'm sure they're itching to say something,
But they
one
can't.
one
What are they
OG
gonna
has probably
say?
texted and said, "Don't even try it.
He'll
Yeah.
kill
Just
you.
don't
He'll
try it, man.
annihilate
Just
you.
don't-
So
you can
please.
do all that with everyone else, but don't.
Not
do that,
Eminem, right?
My favorite song on the album is Not Alike, and that's the one where he used the Block Boy Drake record, the beat.
Yep.
But then he used the cadence.
Oh yeah. It
then
sounds
he
like
used-
look alike.
Yeah,
Look alike.
but then he used the Migos cadence, chop top. But then he threw out random, and I thought it was brilliant because on the chorus he's not really making any
And then we
sense.
got-
He's
I'm
just trying to show you that.
I can still do
I'm
it,
trying
right?
to forget. I forget the name of the
was
song, but he
brilliant.
gave. There was one of the songs that he gave us is Renegade Vibe. You know how it was just going very fast,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to remember the song it was. I was
Oh,
listening
it
to it, I was
was-
like, oh, it sounds like Renegade in a way, like. But that's M, man.
Yo,
He's-
I love M, man.
he's
I'm
back.
glad- I'm
Lucky
glad
You
that
with
he-
Joyner-
he-
Joyner-
Joyner
with Joyner.
did very well on that too, man.
I've been shouting about this Joyner kid for a while now. No one's been listening to me. I kept saying it. He's the best thing since Kendrick.
Is he?
Yes, but he hasn't been getting his
So,
due
let me ask
because
you-
these mumble rappers, they're taking
Let me
all
ask
the
you to
attention.
rate this, and we're not going to go to old Eminem because it's hard for me to rate
Yeah.
his past albums. Like there are too many classics, but within this and Recovery, which is your
Recovery was good.
Recovery was fire. Man.
Recovery was good.
Damn,
Recovery
fire.
had like these. Recovery was very uplifting.
They had the song with Rihanna.
Yeah.
With Lil Wayne.
It was someone that had the Not Afraid.
Not Afraid.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a
Not
good
Afraid.
album. I don't know. See,
I don't like.
It's
too soon.
See, yeah,
It's
I
too
can't-
soon. Yeah,
yeah.
it's too
because I
soon.
don't like to compare albums too quickly.
But this
I
is
like
the-
it for it
but-
to marinate.
Right.
Yeah, but
Let
so
it
far,
breathe.
I don't think this is better than obviously the old.
Of course,
Eminem.
nah.
It's gonna be hard to top Marshall Mathers
Yeah.
LP.
and all that.
Eminem was like that was the very first time that like Snoop Dogg was my introduction to hip hop. Snoop Dogg. When he came out with, it was like way back. This was like early 90s. Before he even came out with he had done a record with he had done a record with the Dog Pound. It ain't no fun. My homies can't have. And it was the most lewd record I'd ever heard. Like he was talking about slapping chicks with his dick. And I was just like, what is this? It blew my mind. Imagine me, Niger kid, church boy, and my brother brought home this tape, and I heard Snoop Dogg, and I'm just like, what is this? It was lewd. F words.
Snoop might have actually been. I'm thinking about it too. Snoop might have actually been my.
That was like my first introduction. But then Eminem, when I've heard Eminem, that's when I realized that no.
There are levels.
This thing is this is a skill to this
Yeah,
thing.
there are levels.
I'm
to
like, this is a skill to this thing, and he's still my personal favorite
Me too.
rapper of all time.
Same
But
here.
but yeah, I love the
Eminem,
record, man. I'm surprised you all are Eminem.
I've
No.
always been.
Oh, yeah,
actually, I've always
you
been
know
like
me. Yeah.
I've been a huge M fan. Like I still have that Recovery album just cause. But then Eminem is kind of like we grew up with him,
Right,
you
right,
know?
exactly.
Also like, and then it's like you're looking at Haley and I like Haley to
She's
that bar.
old.
She's not
She's
old.
like-
It's like
She is.
Over 18 and
kinda-
everything.
You know that was why he
Wow.
came for Machine Gun Kelly, right?
what do you?
What
I was
happened?
trying to like what do you
MGK, another white
yeah,
rapper.
right. I
He
know.
had made a comment
About
about
her.
Haley, about her being sexy or
Oh
whatever.
gosh.
And Eminem had banned him from coming to his radio show, Sirius XM, Shady 45. And
funny.
so the guy started like throwing low blows, like
Eminem.
subliminals, and he just came on this record. It was which record was it again? It was, I forgot what record it was. It wasn't Kamikaze. It was.
Isn't it Kamikaze? Are you sure? Because that's where he did.
I forgot
almost
what
everyone.
record it was, but he washed him on that record. Like he killed him. But anyways, moving on, man. Moving on.
Good. It's needed in the game, man.
Did you guys see the Kanye West interview?
No,
Some parts, some
it was-
clips, not the
I
whole
kind
thing.
of
It was very interesting.
muted Kanye for a long time. Just
did.
'cause
Yeah.
he says it like
I love Kanye, man.
I think he's a
I
troll.
do
he
too.
has
but
good intentions though. He has. I mean,
I'm
I feel
getting
like
tired
people
of
be
it.
coming
I'm
at
getting
him.
I
tired
didn't
of it.
cancel Kanye, but I just muted it. It's like so I don't want
I'm
to know
getting
what
tired
He
you have to say.
apologized for the comment.
No,
You
he
know.
didn't. He apologized
for
for
the way it made people
right.
feel.
Not that he made the comment.
Yeah, but
Two
then
different things.
But then I feel at the same time people keep saying he said something that he actually didn't say.
What
What didn't he say?
People keep saying he said slavery is a choice. That's not what he
So
said.
what did he say?
He said it feels like slavery is a choice. He clarified.
Okay, carry.
And again, we're not going to get into it
Right.
because we've argued about it many times. But I feel like what really stood out to me in that interview was the fact that despite how he feels and him still being like a staunch Trump supporter and all these things, I like the fact that in his mind, it didn't matter whether he felt he was right or not. He still felt like he needed to reach out to the black community. And I thought that was key. He
Because
didn't-
that's his people. There's the people who supported him from the beginning before the white people started supporting him.
Yeah, but
That's your core fan, your base.
yeah, but he
You
could,
don't wanna
no,
let
but
those
you know
people
he
down.
could have easily do without it.
I mean,
and he can.
he
has a $1 billion
because people
company right
buying
now.
the shoes are the white kids.
Yeah,
True.
yeah.
But why would you want to let go of your core fans?
Yeah.
Your fellow black people.
Some people don't care.
I mean,
someone
well,
like
they don't,
MJ, Michael Jackson
That's
has.
not true. Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan-
That's not true. He
No,
actually supports.
He does
silently.
But,
People don't know
but
about
he doesn't
that.
pander.
He
to
doesn't.
The,
He doesn't have to because his work speaks for it. So he doesn't have to publicize it and all that stuff. People don't know about Michael
But do you
Jordan.
think, wait, do you think Kanye can lose fans?
Yes,
He can.
People have canceled him, but
He
this
can.
You think they
whole
really
Trump
canceled him?
thing, yes,
No, I don't think so. I don't think people can.
almost.
I'm a Kanye stan.
I love Kanye.
but
man.
you see, we have this new age
cancel
we're
culture
older.
thing.
We have these new age people that are beneath coming that would. Yes, I'm mad, but tomorrow he's gonna drop something. And they're like, oh shit!
Right.
Once everyone else is talking about it's fire, they don't want to be left out.
Left out,
You know,
true.
so they're like, oh shit.
That's
Yeti,
true.
I'm still expecting my Yeezy, Sha.
From whom?
From the group. I told you
I
guys.
tell them.
I'm serious. I love those desert rats. Them
How do you even know the name?
Can you imagine? Desert rats. Even the name.
They
like,
look so
what?
comfortable
You know
too.
the name,
Oh
man.
gosh.
I
Sorry.
love
Let me
the
see
black
what they look
ones
like.
and the tan ones.
Let me see what it looks like.
I
The
love
regular
them
Kanye
shoes.
shoes, those the ugly,
Well,
comfortable
he has some
looking ones.
new ones.
They're called desert rats.
Desert rats.
Let's see what these look like.
I love them. Yep, there it is.
Those are so ugly. Those are the
Can I see that in
quintessential
black?
dad shoes.
In black.
Can I say that in black?
Okay,
Let me
or
see
the
the black.
orthopedic
Look at the black
shoes.
ones.
No, it
Those
looks like
those should look like State Streets, man.
like what the heck is
asshole for that.
this?
I know, but come on now. Look at that.
That's just
Look
a
at
good
that.
picture, man.
That's a good picture, but it looks like dad shoes. Like, look at that.
I fucks with those. I fucks
I'm
with
sorry.
that.
I'm surprised you like that.
I'm not even a sneaker head, but I fuck with the
I'm
Yeezy.
I
surprised
have to
you
see
like
them in
these.
person.
I fuck with
Because
these.
that first
Look at
picture
it on the
didn't do
on
it
someone's
justice.
feet now.
Like,
It looks
I've seen people
terrible.
wear them. They look really good.
I gotta see them.
But we gotta move on. We
I
gotta
don't
move
know
on
about
from
those.
music, man. We gotta move on from
I don't know
music.
about those.
Yeti, you're first on the agenda here.
Am I?
Yes.
How come?
Yeah, that's fine.
Just cause.
Oh. So what's the?
Okay. Yeti, you brought up.
Oh yeah. Oh. I see. I mean, you
Toke.
go start.
Toke Makimaru.
So in April, she came out saying she was depressed. She's been
Toke. I didn't know this. She's depressed.
because of
Yeah, I think
fibroids
so.
and all that. She has fibroid
she
issues and all
does?
that. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
I
it's
didn't
pretty
know.
common in black women, especially.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So,
I used to have a crush on Tucker, by the way.
okay. I mean, she's pretty. She's not ugly.
She does a lot of things that I don't approve of.
How old is she? Just like
But
Our
I used to.
age,
Like 33?
something, yeah.
Okay.
So then, she so-called went under. I supposedly went under surgery and got the fibroids removed. And then all of a sudden, this last week, she came out. She's been gone for a while, apparently.
She has.
Yeah, and then she came out with a whole new body. I was like,
I can
damn,
see.
girl.
She's looking very Kim Kardashian-ish.
And that's what people are calling her now. She's the Nigerian Kim K, basically.
Okay.
She
Weren't
looks
people mad at
good.
her recently for like selling bleaching cream or something like that?
But she's basically showing what she uses. I mean, she bleaches.
The stories I've been
I'm not
hearing
a
about
fan-
Toke
I'm not
though,
a fan
from
of-
from people back
Bleaching.
home.
I'm not a fan of anybody who sells bleaching cream. Like, if I can be in love with you right now and then you tell me you sell bleaching cream, I'm just gonna hate you. And it's just because it's like, man, you're really making people like this. I thank God I was born when I was born, and I live when I live, because this new people, they're so impressionable. Like,
That's true. It's
you
true.
know,
It's
like
true.
there's
You're
nothing you
right.
can tell me that's gonna make me change who I like. If I want to change my get surgery, it's because I want to do it.
Right,
Do you
and that's how it
understand?
should
That's-
be.
yeah, it's just-
not
it's
because,
not because
you see someone
yeah, but
looking, and then
why
you want to
know?
get it
And
done.
then these girls, I'm sorry, like we'll get back to your story. But
that's
I
the
see a
one.
lot of these girls, like their bleaching is gone to a new level
Oh,
where
that's what we're talking about.
if you
Go
step
ahead.
out in the sun,
You
I might
just
not
melt.
see you. I might not even see you
They
because
look translucent.
Yeah, you just
They look
glare. Like you
translucent
don't
and
have
gray.
you don't
It's
have a
ridiculous.
tone. There's no shade on.
'Cause
Like
they
the human
bleach the
skin
melanin
is
off
not one
completely.
color.
Yeah.
You know, depending on what race you are, your skin is not one color.
I saw Toke's picture from like back in the
day,
days.
she's bleached.
She was like a dark.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
she was
she-
probably tanned a little bit.
No,
too.
no. Have you seen her sisters? Her
They're all
actual
dark?
bio sisters.
Really?
They're dark
Tucker, I haven't
skinned.
seen Tucker looks.
You
She
have
still
that.
looks pretty,
You have that Linda
you know.
Cage's sister too.
Oh,
Yeah, that one too. Yeah,
God,
Linda.
that girl,
Or what's her
Like
name?
her
Laura,
fingers,
right?
her fingers don't
Ew.
even match.
No, but that one, Laura, right? She
Yeah.
actually matches though. She blends. I don't know why
speaking of
she
Laura-
used.
Because I know there was a point that it did.
Oh, maybe she got more money now.
So
Yeah.
speaking of Laura, you guys saw what I sent
No,
you.
but,
about
but,
Laura,
but we have
right?
to finish on that
No.
Toke
That's it's
stuff.
the same thing.
Same thing?
Nigerians
Okay.
and our obsession with plastic surgery. Now it's a new trend that's going on right
You
now.
think
in Nigeria.
so? Is there like a
Yes.
connect in Niger?
I think
I'm
so.
not
I
sure.
saw
I
it.
think
I
so,
stumbled.
too.
Man,
You-
this is
go
so.
ahead,
This is
let's
my
hear
guilty pleasure. I don't follow any of this. I don't follow Insta blog. I don't follow Tunde Eno blog. A shout out to them, but I go on them daily, like secretly just lurk. And I be seeing your comments on their choreo.
Chorus,
On
social
Tunde
media.
Edno.
No, on Insta blog. You know.
No, I be.
But
Insta
do you know what
now.
Insta blog has done for me? It's made me know who to cancel and who not to cancel.
So you
because-
you start canceling your own people.
Yes, because when I see some certain comments, I was like, yeah, I gotta unfollow this person. Like, this is how your mind is, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But my thing is when I see a post that's a little, I know might be a little controversial, I just go straight to the comment section. I just
And
start
to see
reading.
what people think.
Like if you go on my search, you'll see my Instagram search. You see like so many Nigerian people's pages. It's
To
just
see
because
how
I'm
they
always
are.
when I see a comment, I go on your page to kind of see like
Does it match?
does it match in
Who
a
you
way
portray to be.
yeah. But I stumbled across one page that actually promotes is this girl with I don't know she's had surgery done and she's promoting the doctor she uses actually.
Oh wow.
And like there was a post where some guy was touching her ass in a pic and she was like, LOL, did you ask? And she tagged like the hospital clinic for permission before you touched it and stuff like that. And I was like, oh shit, it's actually a culture for this in Nigeria. You know, I wish I remembered all this the handles and stuff like that because I could check it out and show you guys proper proof. But there was something.
Oh no,
like
I believe.
that.
I mean, I've been noticing it too.
I just hope they are not getting a whack job because
But
there's side
I'm sure
effects.
they are. I'm sure they
there's
are.
side effects.
People
to this
die
thing.
from
People
those.
die to this thing. It'd be like
Did you guys see that rotten ass on?
yeah,
What?
it rots.
Rotten ass. I
The
saw it.
breast implants be exploding.
Oh yeah, happens all
these
the
things
time.
happen. So
all the time.
be
If you don't
careful
go to a
out there
proper
who you're
doctor.
going to.
Even a proper doctor, your
Yeah.
body can react and
Yeah.
reject it. So you just have to be careful and make
but
sure
it's
the
a
doctor.
thing. It's a thing. you
Oh
know.
yeah. Oh, right now it's really big in Nigeria. If you see all those IG slave models or slave
Slave
mamas.
mamas.
Slave
Slave
mama.
mamas,
Small,
that's what-
small girl, big gods.
Slave mama.
And then the gist of talking back to her came out recently of her having a sugar daddy.
Oh yeah.
but-
Apparently the sugar
I'll-
daddy's
I'll-
kids
I'll-
called her out.
yeah.
Yo,
Why are you
yeah.
calling the
kids.
girlfriend
Ah,
out?
when your
Talk
dad is
to
not
your
sending you
father
pocket
now.
money now,
So
you're
then go talk to
expecting-
your father.
you're
Why are you
like,
talking to the
pops,
girl?
How far with that 5K? And he's like, I don't have money. And then
When
you
you
see
see
Tucker
Tucker-
driving a Range Rover across the
Do you
street.
remember who the guy was?
I
I
don't
don't know
remember.
who the guy was.
He's like a well-known
Yeah,
businessman
yeah.
in Nigeria. I forgot his
She
name.
doesn't send, and he
But these
doesn't
guys
send
don't
either.
send now.
And he's like
Right,
an old
duh.
man, too.
Yeah, he's old.
Some girls tell me
That's
about how
just
her
nasty,
friend,
yo.
how her friend is.
What's nasty
is
about
one-
it?
Well,
No,
okay,
it's
okay,
nasty.
it's not nasty. It's not nasty. But it's, I don't know. It's like
See,
an old man.
do-
Wait, the reason
yeah.
why I think it's kind of is like, you see, I don't want to say it's nasty because if I ever get old and let's say I don't have a wife, I don't
You'll be
want people to call me
Exactly.
nasty too. But there's still something about it that is like
Fam.
a young girl, early 30s, and it's not good because he's married.
Right. Oh yeah, that's part I don't like.
but
Yeah,
I
if he's not married, it's whatever.
I think his
But
wife might know. I've heard, man.
She
and
knows
it's
about
like
it. It's
marriage.
like an-
marriage.
it's like
I'm sorry.
an,
marriage. I don't know. I'm not
like
there.
an
But like,
understanding, right,
you
that
hear
they have?
stories like I hear stories of people that I know when I hear their parents' stories. Like, their mothers are. And that's why I always try to tell these girls, marriage is not should not be your life achievement.
Yes, it should
Because
be
a
an
lot
end all
of
be
you
all.
guys, a lot of you
Exactly.
guys abandon everything else when you get married, and
And
you
that's
forget.
it. Forget
Like this
everything
is a
else.
quick story. I don't want to say too much because anyone I might know. But like I heard some story of someone I know. The dad was like creeping around with people, and like he'd always threaten the wife, like, "Fam, like, I ain't give you ain't got no money. So what you gonna do?"
Right, and that's the
I
problem.
mean, it's a
with other
common thing I hear.
Nigerian
Yeah,
women. All the time.
because they leave
That's why
their
they stuck,
businesses, they leave everything
for the man.
for the man.
And
The
that's
man
it.
tells you, no, you can't do this business. I have to be the one who does this for you. And then he controls your whole
Everything. Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
And then the day he decides to creep around and you threaten that I'm going to leave, it's like,
It's
you can
called
go,
financial
but
abuse.
you have
It's
nothing.
actually a
You have
thing.
nothing, so you
Yeah,
stay.
you're stuck.
And then these are the same aunties that will now still be telling young, you're 26,
You're
you have
not married
husband.
yet, exactly.
like,
Not telling you what they're really
Yeah.
going through in their
but
marriage.
so I
and
don't
stuff.
know, but the man, it might be a mutual agreement.
We don't
that,
know,
you
right?
we
And
don't know.
where's
We
she
don't know.
where's she gonna go? Especially in
We
Nigeria, if
don't
she
know.
goes somewhere like,
We don't
oh, is it only you that's been cheated on
Wait,
before?
so what work exactly did she get done? Did she like
Oh,
cut her
BBL.
hips
No,
in
so
half
she
or
it's
something?
no, cut her hips. in
I don't know
half.
how this thing
So
works.
she
This guy
got
sounds so college educated right now.
she got breast implants and BBL, Brazilian butt lift, where they
Okay.
suck
Ah,
fat
I've heard about
out,
those.
Okay, let me
fat
check her
out of
page now.
your fatty.
And they put in your ass.
yeah, putting your ass and
Okay,
hips.
Marky,
So you have hips and ass now.
That was
I
like my
recently
crush in
saw
like
an article on that.
2009.
And I remember in the article they were saying that
It's
stuff is actually
dangerous.
very dangerous.
Yeah. Oh yeah, America's Surgeon Association actually brought out a thing.
Yeah,
saying
I saw
even
that
the
recently.
healthiest people and the best doctors,
Yeah.
you can still die from it. It's dangerous. It's a surgery. You shouldn't. I mean, I don't want to.
People always abuse
surgery
her-
shame. Do what you want.
Her British accent. People
gosh.
always. So when they say, I don't know if it's true, he says she went to England for 1 year masters, and all of a sudden
Why isn't that all Nigerians? I beg.
Let me tell you a guy that I know. And if you listen to this guy, that's your headache. But the guy, I've been in America for like maybe 4 years at this point, and this guy finally came to America. Like, so he messaged me on Facebook. I was like, yo, bro, here's my number. Call me. And I was like, all right, cool now. So I called this nigga. This guy's name was, we used to call him Oshos back in the day.
You're actually calling him out?
I'm calling him out. And I called him back that day, the day he called me. And then he didn't pick up. So he called me back. I was like, hello, who's this? Like, yo, Shozy. I said, who? He said, Shozy. I said, oh, Shows, how far? He's like, nah, it was good, bro. I was like, this guy. And I'm not lying. I hung up the call. And to today, that boy has not heard from me. And I'm not heard from him.
Are you serious?
I can't take it.
But you know the ones I
You're doing it to me.
You know the ones I don't like.
Come on.
You know the ones I don't like, though?
Out of here, man.
Nigerians that Americanize their names.
You know what? I won't lie. I did it one time.
See,
I had a 2 month period on Facebook.
How? What do you mean?
Exactly. Well, it depends. It depends.
Right.
So what I mean is, okay, for instance, if it's someone that lived here, for instance, right, and
they can't pronounce it,
and they might not be able to pronounce Nigerian
even that
names.
I fight against it.
I get it.
But I fight against it. My name is Yetunde, and you better pronounce it. Don't call me Yeti. I mean, y'all can call me Yeti.
Is this for who you talking about? Is it for other Nigerians? Your people. So like me now, the problem I have is because of this idiot that is here, Wale.
So everyone calls you Wale.
But it's Wale.
Yeah.
But everybody calls you Wale, and it's like it's so hard for them to twist it, especially with the fact. He was a DMV guy, so it was even worse.
So everyone knows him.
Hey, DC. Okay, I know the song. Do you understand? I know this. Yeah. So it was hard. So I have to always.
No, like my dad says, if they can say Tchaikovsky and say Schwarzenegger, they can say Yetunde.
But an
sorry,
average
you're not changing your name.
A Nigerian should not see me and also call me Wale.
Yeah.
I think that's wrong.
Here's my thing, right? I like my own thing is, however you want to put your name out there within the what?
No, it was me. I was just myself.
However you want to put your name out there within like the American community or whatever, whatever makes it easier for them. Sometimes it's just a matter of expediency. Right. Like me now, they always call me Corey, and every time they ask me, I say Corey, but they always hear Corey.
They hear what
it doesn't matter.
It's your job if you want to correct them.
But at some point you get tired.
My dad, I guess, I drilled it in me because at 10 years old, I hated my name.
Yeah.
I wanted to change my name to Olivia. That was
Olivia.
And he was like, what? I don't even know where I got it from. I can't tell you.
Were you a fan of Popeye?
I don't even know where I got it from. I can't tell you. And he was like, absolutely not. Olivia for where? What? What are you doing? I begged and begged. That first year in middle school, I wanted to change it. Because they're like, what? Then they're like, oh, never mind. And keep going. They wouldn't even bother. Kids were horrible, right?
It's so funny because
exactly.
You'll be in school. This is how I used to know that they were about to call my name.
They would sigh.
It's like my last name starts with an A, so I'm always the top of the list as a college. So like I've been touted in the first class. Professor like I've done like his little intro, and then he picks up the paper, and then he pauses, and then he gives another story of there was a kid that, I butchered his name one time. Started getting a story about how he doesn't know how to pronounce basic names. So then at that point, I just raised up my hand. I'm like, here. Everybody's like, how do you know it's here? I'm like, it has to be me. It has to be me.
No, my own, it always throws them for a loop. Because for some reason, they see my last name, and I'm not going to say it on here, but they see my last name, and they always assume Japanese.
Yeah. Same here. Mine too. Apparently, it sounds Japanese to them.
But like I was saying before, I think I don't have a. But I think what I have a problem with.
By the way, we still need to get back to talking.
I know. I'm like, how did we get here? But continue.
That's the fun.
Is when people purposely among Nigerians. Is when they do it among Nigerians, where it's like. I'm
my
like,
name. I'm
I'm
Nigerian. We spot each other. We know each other. I see you.
That's the one that I can't stand. Whatever you want to do to assimilate within,
make your life easier. Sure, go ahead.
But when it's just both of us and you're telling me and you're trying to put for name your name, what's wrong?
I see you. I say, hey guy, how far? You're like, you all right? Yeah, I'm like, guys, shut up.
I just roll
my eyes. You that I know that once you leave here, you'll be speaking Yoruba.
I roll my eyes every time. There's a girl like that. But my high school, and she's Nigerian. Her name, I forgot what her name was. Like, what's your name again? you just came from Nigeria. Like, what are you doing?
You know, you can do what you got to do to fit it.
You tried it.
You tried it. Come
man.
on. But anyway, yeah. So she got BBL. So they remove fat from. They make you. So if I go for a consultation right now, they'll tell me. Because I watch Dr. Miami a lot, and I have no issues with surgery. Do what you want to do, as long as you're being safe and not going to a back alley surgeon, and you can afford it, right? So they make me. They'll tell me to gain weight, to gain some pounds, like 10 pounds at least, because they need someone to get.
They're trying to get that fat out.
Yeah, they need to, because where they're gonna get it out? They can't get blood out of stone, so they make you gain weight first.
Yeah,
and then when you go back and they say there's enough weight to pull out.
So do you think that's why she was like MIA?
Yeah,
because she was like
fattening up and
interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, so they suck it out
like a pig. That's crazy,
and then they pump it in places and they mold it. That's why now the hips are out. You can see it from the front and the back and everything. Makes the waist smaller.
So can you do surgery for 6 bucks?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
You can do anything.
You be buying trouble.
They can lipo and they can even put silicone like
winter
to make
body
it look,
loading.
everything.
You be buying trouble.
They do men with like weak chins and stuff. They can put implants. They do. There's nothing they can't do. Name something.
Okay, so she did that.
So she got it done, and now the first picture she posted
was that one in the
with no bra. She wore.
It's okay, has picture with no bra.
No. She has a shirt on, so you can see the headlights. Her nipples are out there.
Headlights. That's the first time I heard this.
It's so stupid.
Is it a white shirt?
Yeah.
I see it.
So I know.
I know you want to see it. Look at it.
Now that she has breast implants, so there's no need for bra anymore. So it's.
Huh?
No, she was smaller. Her boobs were much smaller than that.
Smaller.
And her hips, she had a boyish figure back in the day. Yeah. So yeah, she didn't wear tight.
This was her
stuff.
before, geez.
She was not an ugly girl.
No,
she was a
I told you I used to have a crush on her.
Yeah, so I mean, as long as she's happy, I'm happy for her. And she did it
guys.
safely. Yeah. And also the downtime for it is like at least 3 months because you're swollen and all that stuff. So
I feel like that's what Nikki was doing. Remember that time that she took
she went out.
I came across a girl.
Like she was getting her re-up.
I forget what year it was, but I came across a girl who did
BBL.
Yeah, and she had to carry like a little, like, you know, those donuts around.
Yeah, because you can't sit. Yeah, I mean they just pumped you full of fat. You can't because you leak.
I was like, oh my god.
It can leak and everything. So they have
but next up.
But yeah, so Nigeria people be safe. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, be
Wale,
safe.
Next up,
what's next?
We're gonna address this the latest on the couch episode.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
All right, but before we play it, Wale, can you just
So last time we spoke about this, I mentioned I felt the hosts were pushing their certain agenda on people.
Yeah, it's obvious now.
Their
biases and all that. Yeah,
but it's funny because I don't even think it's theirs. I think it's the shows because.
But aren't they the show?
They have producers. They ask every candidate the same set of questions.
Oh, okay.
And unfortunately, Laila actually gives the same stats
over and over again.
I actually know it off the top of my head. 1 in 3 Nigerian women get raped.
Yeah.
There are 14 states in Nigeria that cannot survive on their internet revenue.
Are you serious?
United Nations. I know this thing off the top of my head.
How many episodes have you watched?
All the 4. And I made a mistake of watching 2 back to back. I was like, wait, this sounds familiar. But she might have done the research herself, but it's the same set of questions. Now this works. This works because obviously these were all pre-recorded. So the next guest doesn't know what they asked the last guest.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, so that works. So and obviously there's like so many blanket statements you can give candidates that work. So they touch on feminism, human rights, they touch on, but there's a bias on that show. I watched my best episode was Donald Duke. And this is why I just figured out why. Donald Duke, I already liked him a little bit from what he did in the States, but it's their best episode because they let him express himself. Like on the topic of the gay issue, he was the one who brought it up himself at the end of the interview. With Fela, they asked Fela almost halfway through his interview. With Eunice, they asked her like less than 10 minutes or anything or whatever. They drilled it on her. But they let him do him. He brought it up himself. I want to talk about this. He talked about it the way he wants to talk about it. He did make some statements where like he joked about if Fowles should try and kiss him, we'll slap Fowles. But they laughed about it.
So you think they like him?
Yes, Eunice said I don't think you should be jailed. It's just criminal, but I don't think it's normal.
Yeah.
And they asked her, Laila said, are you homophobic?
Yeah,
There's a bias.
what was that about?
There's a bias there. And also with Donald Duke, like I said, the reason I love this because they liked him.
So it made him more
I
likable.
liked him.
Yeah.
So the interview was lovely. It was a perfect fit. Eunice,
You can
they
look
didn't
at
like
it.
her.
And I noticed
From the
Laila was
jump-
really tough.
Yes,
on
they didn't like
Eunice.
her. And from
She
the
was-
jump, I just realized she's the one that I posted a screenshot
About
of
the feminism
something
stuff.
she said about
Right,
feminism.
right.
So
She already had made her opinion
From
about
that
her,
already-
made her mind up about her.
I already had laughed at her. But I looked at this to say, let me hear what she actually has to say.
Yeah.
And she didn't really put a foot wrong in that interview.
No, she didn't.
She answered as much as she could answer as a candidate is going.
Yeah.
But even when she was talking about her kids, they were kind of like, oh, okay, that's
I thought
cute.
that was cute. No, why
But-
were they doing that? I
No,
noticed
no, no,
that.
no,
I
no.
noticed
And you
that.
know,
When
by the
she
way-
was
by the
talking
way-
about her kids, because
Yeah.
they showed, no, when she was explaining about the kids,
oh.
their interview, they like, Laila and Faz were like, okay, that's cool, that kind of thing. When Donald was talking about his kids, they were laughing, they were
interested in
more
all
interested,
that.
like she was nodding. They were, you can tell, like,
Who
and,
they
and,
like and
and
who they
Donald,
don't
yes, gets the
but,
respect.
But you see that, but you understand what's going on there, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, the idea of and let's
Yeah.
I know we always bring up the feminism thing, but there's this thing that these feminists, this new wave feminists have against women that embrace like motherly duties and like wifely things.
Which I think is wrong. But
they have
okay.
this this like instant reaction towards
Yes,
them,
and I
like
think
they're
that's-
trying to project.
Yes,
something
and
they
that
don't
is
want them to
why
project it.
I said that. I see why Eunice says she's not a feminist, because Eunice is thinking of this new age feminism that is like, you cannot be traditional. Why would somebody telling you cannot kneel for your husband? Kneeling for your husband is a sign of he's controlling you.
Yeah.
She doesn't. She's 36 and she has 5 kids.
5 kids.
So
and
she's
by
a-
the
They're
way,
cute
and by
kids
the
too.
way,
I
they,
saw the pictures of
they
them.
So-
and by the way, these kids look like they're like months apart.
Yeah,
Yes,
right.
yes.
Banging
So
them
it
out.
means that
I mean, she has a
she is a family woman and she
Yeah.
believes in those family beliefs.
Values,
She's a
right.
value. So she probably sees it as this
Like, why is
new
that a
age
bad thing?
is tearing up this traditional. Like as we all say, feminism is equality. So if you want to kneel for your husband,
Go
kneel.
ahead,
If you don't want to
right.
kneel, don't kneel. But don't make it seem like those
It's
who
a
kneel
bad- right,
are
or
like
evil or stupid
you're
for
stupid.
doing
You don't
that.
know
Right.
what.
I
So
don't
and
agree
that's
with that.
those are the people that
And
she's
that's they're
seeing,
getting feminism wrong,
and
though.
she's
That's
saying,
not what feminism
well,
is.
if that's what you guys want to do. And unfortunately, instead of Laila to educate her, she's out there trying to force her to
Bashing
say,
her, yeah.
you're a feminist. You have to be a feminist. She doesn't
that's
have
wrong.
to be.
You know, how
She
about
doesn't
how
have
about
to
this?
be.
She
We
doesn't
should
have
let,
to
we should let the
be.
audience listen to this and maybe decide. How about you cue up that video real quick? So this is after they
That's
asked
what I'm
about
telling you. I
feminism.
refuse to give feminism a
So
definition.
if you don't have a definition, how can you then say that you are not a feminist?
Because I have seen so many different definitions. There are
And what's
many.
the one that you accept and reject? Do you get this one? I'm taking
my
it
God.
as the definition, and I never reject it and say that I am not a feminist. You understand what I mean?
Okay, look, there are several thoughts, several lines of thoughts
And
for feminism.
that particular one.
This guy want to put me in trouble. I won't allow you.
No, but
Okay.
no, this is a very, 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 very important and sensitive topic. So
Okay.
we need a serious, assertive answer.
Okay. Doctor. Anyway, there are so many definitions of feminism. There are so many proponents of feminism. So many.
Okay.
A lot of whom I respect, and many of whom, when they pick up the microphone to talk, I'm like, what? However, one thing that I know for sure is already from the age of 13, I already made up my mind. I'm not a feminist because I fight for everybody. I was a Boy Scout and I was a Girls Guide. And sometimes when you are in these games as little kids, you
Laila
find
wasn't
that
having
even
that,
boys
man.
get
Yeah,
molested,
can you see her
they get
face?
beaten up, and
She's
people
not
are
happy. She's like, get the fuck out of this car.
coming to
She's
fight
like-
for them because they are boys. I always fight for the boys
So you
too.
believe in equal rights for everyone.
Equal rights
Which is
for
supposed to
everyone.
be
There's no
feminism.
unfair treatment
Yes.
on anybody.
And Fowles is like, yes.
That
Laila is giving out the
Yeah, can you see the look on her face?
It's one of the
Yeah.
definitions of feminism, and I
Right.
agree
See-
with
you see that
there are
part?
so many different definitions of feminism, and what I'm saying is, I'm not a feminist because I don't fight first for the women. I actually fight first for everybody.
But that's what feminism is.
Hold on a second. And with all due respect, feminism by definition is the equality
Okay,
of
she's
opportunity
gonna womansplain for us.
socioeconomically and politically. Any other definition that has come onto feminism from that is a negative connotation.
Which
I'm
is
sorry,
true.
ma'am, that is not feminism. So if we have more people that stand for the equality of opportunity, hence both sexes, not just one, socially, economically, and politically, the more we are able to actually alleviate the fact that people think the feminism is what it is not. So if you are someone who I think you are, that believes in the equality of opportunities socioeconomically and politically, then to say you are not a feminist is quite controversial in itself. Saying that you fight for everyone is basically saying you'd rather be called an equalist or a humanist before a feminist. However, the issue there is you have to be able to name the problem. The same way we know that all lives matter, we don't go around saying all lives matter because
First world problems. First world problems.
And that's what feminism does. It's naming the problem. It's not saying men aside, we're not fighting for men. It's saying we are fighting for everyone and we're starting at the grassroots. The grassroots being women, proven statistically. How do you counter that?
That's exactly my point. You're starting from the grassroots, and the grassroots are women. That's what feminism is mainly about. They fight for equal rights from the perspective of women. And I'm saying I don't fight from the perspective of women.
Everything in life has a ripple effect.
It's all
If you don't
semantics,
fight from
Yeti.
the perspective of the most oppressed citizen, how do you expect yourself to actually have an understanding of what every other citizen is going through?
Basically,
Now-
feminism realizes that the woman is the oppressed.
That's
And
not
then
true,
fights
but
from
okay.
that perspective.
That's what it is.
That's
You're
not
actually
true.
defining feminism again, yeah? And I'm saying I don't belong in that school of thought. And that's why I tell you, people, please stop calling me feminist. I'm not. I'm that person who actually sees a problem, and I'm seeing how it's affecting the children, I'm seeing how it's affecting the men, and I'm seeing how it's affecting the women, and I'm making sure that everybody is part of the solution. Everybody is actually marginalized, but it is how you balance it that makes somebody much
So
more
do you not have to
marginalized.
start with the worst case scenario in order to get to the best?
You
Let
are-
me give you an example. 1 in 3 Nigerian women today
There
are
you
victims
go.
of sexual violence.
I'm one of them. I've been raped.
1 in 3, man.
However, I have made
She
a
said she's
very
been raped. Did you
conscious
hear that?
choice
Can you
from the age of
imagine?
18. I am not feminist, and I will never be feminist, not because I do not respect what the feminist people are doing, but because I see things from a slightly different perspective.
And that's
I see
okay.
things from the perspective that somebody has to be representing all these other voices, all these other people who are not able to speak for themselves. Luckily, there are so many people speaking for the females, so many people speaking for the feminists or whatever, so I don't have to. It is not
All right, we can
compulsory
pause
for
this.
me
All right, yeah,
to
we
now
can-
give in because
So
And that's okay. Can I say something? Her definition is actually, I don't know. I let her pick what she wants. She is allowed to say what she is.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that? I don't agree with what Laila did there. You don't see yourself as a feminist. That's cool, whatever. But her thing of what she says she is, that's what definition of what feminism is. It's not about being a woman only.
Yeah.
Men are feminists as well.
Yes.
It's for both of us to be equal under everything. That's what feminism is.
but Layla
She
says the
doesn't have
problem
to.
is we have to start from the worst case, which
No,
is
it-
women. And
It depends on what.
some people take
it
that as
depends
wait, so
on-
let me tell you how. Let me
It
tell you how.
depends-
Yeah, let
it
Yeti
depends-
finish.
It
Let Yeti
depends on
finish.
what issue you're tackling at the moment.
Okay,
though.
so
You know,
that's the
each
thing. People
issue-
throw blankets on it,
Right,
and then
you
the
can't
problem
do
with
that.
girls or people taking this definition is they don't even see it now anymore as men and women are supposed to be equal. It's like, oh, women is the worst case scenario. Well, let's bring men down there
and
with us.
I'm sorry,
to
but
also
in
be the worst case
Nigeria,
scenario.
though, wouldn't you say women are more oppressed than men?
I think
Don't-
everywhere,
wouldn't
and
you
then
say?
the example of all lives matter, I think, is BS because that's a whole
That's a whole different
that's
thing.
a whole
right.
different thing.
It's
It's
first
like,
world problems, man.
come on, like
It's
But,
a different
but,
thing.
but that was an example that she gave.
you're talking
though.
about race.
But
A
that's an
racist-
example
A
she
racist
was
doesn't
given.
care.
the average Nigerian, they're gonna be looking like, oh,
But
boys
that's
matter.
an example.
But let's not
though.
even
Okay,
nitpick into this. But
she
yeah,
can give an example.
the lady, whoever's definition is right or wrong, that lady has said, I don't want to be a feminist.
And that's fine.
But you
doesn't have
see
to
another
be.
person, but Layla is out there being like, well, no,
you must
have
be.
to be
You
a
don't have
feminist.
to be. You don't have to
And
be.
then,
that's fine.
this is a 35-minute interview. That's the most Layla spoke in that interview.
Everything
Like,
else, she just kept quiet.
From all she just, like, I'm not even trying to be an asshole, but like, if you cut up all the words she said in that clip, it's going to be more than everything else she said in the rest of the 35 minutes.
Oh, wow.
So she's been waiting for
She was
her.
waiting for
yeah.
it. You know, she
And it
was
showed.
waiting for
Her-
it.
even
Showed,
her
yeah,
face,
her
her
face, it
pictures and
showed she was
everything,
like,
like,
all right. And
I'm
I'm
waiting for
sorry,
this.
but if you're going to be in that state, I the other day I complained that if we start talking about Bobrisky, I'll leave. If today you guys call me and say we have Bobrisky on the line, true to God, I would just be like, I can't do it. I'd rather do that than have him here and
Be
just give you
rude,
guys the
right,
worst
right.
interview ever. Because I will start saying my mind.
Speaking of feminism, though,
You know.
DJ Copy too recently came
Oh yeah,
out.
Lela said something about copy.
But
I didn't read it. I just saw Leila's.
what did Copy exactly say?
Copy
What was
just
her-
Copy
said-
started misinformed also.
Yeah.
She sounded like this lady too.
Right.
Again, the reason why a lot of these women are dissociating themselves is because when you go there, look, I've been in their circles before.
But who's there? I don't understand.
I've
So-
been. Let me finish.
Yeah.
I've been in these circles before, like these new wave feminists, right? Remember we talked about the different waves.
Yes.
And the latest wave, the issues that they care about and the issues that they bring up and the things that they try to shed light on. Sometimes it seems a little bit
It's tone deaf.
tone deaf,
Right.
That's what it is.
because especially for somewhere in like Africa, right?
And I was going to
Where
mention that
we
too.
have some real issues that affect women.
That's why I was
Right.
happy when
I
that
was
lady,
gonna
that
say
lady
that
told
affect
Chiamanda
women.
that
Right.
you have people still doing
FGM, yeah.
But
in
then,
your country.
but then
I
you
hear talk
have these
about
women. But then you
chivalry.
have people attacking people for stating their opinion that may vary from what they feel feminism is, and they see that as, oh, because you disagree with me, then that must
I
make
must
you
attack
sexist.
you.
Yes,
Then
and
that
it
means
must make you a bad person.
They call
Yeah.
it internalized.
Patriarchy.
No. Internalized sexism or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Internal, basically, it's like
You're-
whenever
you're
women,
sexism against yourself.
women,
You're sexist
yeah,
against yourself, right.
and they do these things and they don't realize that life isn't that simple. And I think the reason why
It's more nuanced than
Yeah,
the way they're
it's
making
more-
it seem.
but-
Right.
And that's why people are dissociating, because they're seeing that this version of feminism.
That's what I'm saying.
Is a bit
Yeah, it's a
radical,
bit- yeah.
And I'm not really. I don't really understand.
I don't understand it,
Even
yeah.
they don't agree amongst each other.
Yeah,
half the
they
time.
don't.
They don't.
Look,
I've been
saw-
in their camp.
Okay.
I was actually on one of
Who
their
is this
podcasts.
guy?
let's
Sorry,
let's
I
go.
keep
Let's
saying,
go.
but
Okay, so
okay.
look,
I
like
was
I
actually on one of
said,
their podcasts, and this is no disrespect to them, but I just feel like a lot of them are misguided.
They are,
Misguided
they are,
virtue
they are.
signalers that they put themselves on this pedestal and they want to teach people, no, this
okay,
is how
we
you do.
see,
This is
we
how you
see,
do.
we see,
And it's
we see
bullshit.
the whole thing of the pastor, that guy that was touching
Ariana Grande.
Ariana Grande. Okay,
Yeah.
and do you believe I also saw women saying, "You to look at what you were wearing to church"?
Yeah, I saw that. Why are we blaming her?
So
I'm
so
confused
here's
by
the
that.
thing.
I saw
We
that.
said I saw somebody.
I
I
saw
saw a
that, and I
tweet
was like,
where
huh?
some girl I follow said, as a man blamed her outfit yet. But I'm like, you see, that's the thing. Your thing is that, oh, men will say, look at what she's wearing. But do you understand that
You
even
just
women
did the
like
same
you
thing.
two are actually even saying
Yeah.
that? No, she's just trying to point out that, oh, of course, men are going to come and say, you've already assumed that men are evil, men are the devil. But even
But
within your own
see-
camp, women are out there too saying, what is she wearing to church?
I don't want us
Why
to.
don't you educate you?
Can we not pull out this thing of feminists think men are evil?
They-
We don't. What? No. That's not what feminism
You see, even-
is.
I keep telling you
I'm
today,
serious.
you haven't been
You're talking
exposed to
about-
this
you're
new
talking
way.
about
You haven't
the
been.
But
way-
that doesn't mean that's what. Okay, like their Christianity has different Protestants. There's Catholics. So because Catholics are molesting kids, all Christians are molesting kids.
But that's how they put
But
it.
no, but is that what? No, answer
know,
that.
yeah, but that's how
you get what
they
I'm trying
put
to
it.
say.
Yeah, but that's how they
not
put
what
it, is
feminism.
that
Just because some people are
preach-
saying this about
I
what
just
feminism
said-
is.
I just
Can
said-
I finish,
okay,
please?
go on, yeah.
Just because that's how these people are saying, well, portraying their feminism is not. That's not what feminism is, though.
yes.
I want to keep.
I will
harping on
understand,
that,
I
and
understand
I
your
will keep
definition.
saying
Yes,
that. That's not
but
what
it's like
feminism is.
I just said that a lot of girls, I see a lot of girls are out there. They think their life goal is to get married. That me saying, there are other things in life does not mean, oh, you don't need a man in this life.
Right. Nobody
But
said that.
they preach every day. I'm going to teach my daughter that she don't need no man in this
I
life.
mean, you don't need
you
a
might not
man
need a man to
be
survive.
That's toxic.
Right,
But
right.
you might need a man for emotional. If
That's fine. If that's what you want.
companionship,
If
you might
that's
need.
what you
Do you
want.
understand? But
Right.
don't make it
Nothing
seem
wrong
like
with that.
I don't need a man. You can say yes, I don't need a man for financial stability.
You want a
I
man.
will hope nobody
That's
needs a man.
that's-
I would
nobody
like to
needs
teach
anybody.
my daughter that you don't
Actually,
need. Okay,
no, you
yes,
don't need
you don't need
anyone. You
anybody.
want to
but
be
I want
married.
yes.
You want a
Yeah,
man.
exactly. You don't feel
Nothing
like your
wrong
life
with
goal.
that.
I don't believe that your life goal should be getting married. But at the same time, I'm not going to tell you, go girl, you can go your whole life without nobody else. No, if
a
you want,
balance.
If you want
if you
to.
want companionship, you can go for it. And if you don't want to, but I'm not going
You
to
don't
make you
have
feel
to.
like
Right.
girl power. Fuck man, we don't know, and that's what they're doing.
Well, I feel like we beat this.
That's the
feminism
problem.
stuff
That's
to
what
death.
they're doing.
I honestly don't. I don't fuck.
And
with
but
these
I
new
feel like
wave
also these
wavers.
girls are the loudest on social media. That's not, you know what I mean?
But they're the ones that have the
doesn't-
platforms. We just saw one right now.
And they're actually. I'm telling you.
I'm
But that
sorry.
does-
I'm
but they
sorry.
don't speak
Prior
for
to this
everyone,
interview, I
though,
don't.
you
I
know
don't.
that.
I don't know if you ever heard of it. But prior to this interview, my perception of Laila was different. I like Laila a lot. I was like, she's smart. She's brilliant. Well, now that I
And
see
she
that it's the
is
same
smart.
statistics, I believe she's the one that probably brought them up herself. But even regardless, when she explained the feminism, you can tell that Laila is not just talking out of her ass. She talks about how she thinks. But I still think that she's missing a point. Feminism is equality, and if
Right,
that woman wants
for
to say
both.
I'm not a feminist, let it be.
And you know that now,
And then the men on the show come on the show. Y'all don't grill them about are you
as much
feminist?
as that. Well, I guess you know how black
You-
people
if you're
take.
saying it's
You know how
equality.
black people we are harder on ourselves than other people.
Y'all don't
That's what
grill
I
the
see.
men on the show. We're
But
out
did
here
you not-
talking for equality. A woman comes on the show and it's the worst interview you've done.
because we are harder on our people. You know that. That's what that
Yeah,
saw
but that's
there.
not nice. She
I
should
mean,
be the
well,
one. Sure, you might disagree with her view on feminism, but that woman had made so many
But
good
funny thing
points.
is that woman is a feminist. She doesn't want to say
Forget
what
whether
she
she.
wants to
That
say.
woman is a
She
traditionalist. That woman is a family
which is
woman, and
fine.
she feels
But
like
you can be a family
feminism.
woman and be a feminist.
Well, she doesn't believe that, but forget
What?
that part. But every other topic she spoke about, that woman
I
made
think we
good
keep
points.
turning and going in circles and circles.
I
and
mean,
circles.
we're all. Look,
It's
I feel like
the
we're all
same.
on the same page.
We're all
here.
on the same
I
page.
be-
think
Call
a
it
lot of
what
it
you
just
wanna call
boils
it.
down to semantics, how you define that feminism.
Right.
Yes, because-
But the funny thing
And
is,
that's
you know, in
really-
America here now, black women don't see themselves as feminists because feminism in America is about white women. Most of them now call themselves womanists. It's all the same
Whatever
thing
you
all
want
over
to call
the place.
yourself. The lady
It's the same
said,
thing.
"I believe in equal opportunity." And False,
Which
that's
is
actually what
fine.
feminism
Yes.
is. But
Anyway,
like I
we gotta
said,
go on
yeah.
a break. We gotta go on a break.
Yeah, well, let's go on. A
So
break.
wait, before we go
But
on
we're
a
all
break,
on the same
so
page.
Wale,
Right.
Wale, introduce us to this next
Oh,
record.
this song, she just stumbled across it today actually. But it's by Ayo J. He's been MIA for a minute.
Yeah.
You know,
He had that song with Fetty Wap,
Can I
right?
get your number?
Yeah, I like
that song was a hit. You know,
Where has he been?
he's I don't know. He was signed to RCA. I don't know if he's still signed to
Yeah,
them.
he signed a
He
deal.
was
at
in
one point.
America. I don't know what happened, but he signed
Oh,
to
Empire?
Empire now. I guess-
Empire, the
Word. Okay.
I guess they switched him over.
Okay.
But
Oh.
either ways, he has a new track which I like. It's called Jay, man. Shout out
I
to you,
enjoyed
man.
that. I enjoyed that. I have a friend that I know that he's gonna love that we
Jay,
played
I
that
love
song.
that guy.
And that was him singing?
Yeah, that was him throughout.
Wow.
Quick, just before we move on, Laila, I was not attacking you, but I believe if you really are the feminist you say you are, that woman has a choice to say what she wants to be. If you either agree with it or not, and you shouldn't force that on
Your
her.
views on anyone.
And next time, if somebody comes on the show that you don't like, clearly,
It was very
either
obvious.
get them out of there or just
Try and be unbiased.
Try and be
Yeah.
unbiased. I think Faust did not like her too, but he was unbiased about it. He wasn't.
He tried.
He tried to be as unbiased as he could be.
But you could still see his bias as well.
Yes, you know.
Me, I just think you're on. I'm not gonna say generally, but on the topic of feminism, I just think you're misguided.
I don't agree
that's
with
where
that.
That's where I stand.
I don't agree with that.
She's not the only one. I think a lot of people are. I think eventually they'll get exhausted with the trolling online with the.
But and then
It's ridiculous.
I feel like
The one I hate is when they start attacking people. But let's move on.
I feel like this whole thing is very limited to online. I think.
Well, yeah,
I think it is.
But that's how it
the most
starts,
influential
man.
play. I just told you.
I don't agree with that.
That's
New
where
age
a lot of
people are very
a lot
I
of
don't
influential.
agree with
discourse is
that. Not
happening
in
right
Nigeria,
now.
especially. How many people, the real Nigerians, are they online on
Which real
social media?
Nigerians?
I'm saying, but the lot of Nigerians that don't have access to internet are there? Aren't there?
Yeah, but do you think some of these people actually do care about them? Because I don't remember her name. I wish I did because I could shout her out. But I've seen a girl who did this thing where she was able to get sanitary pads for women that couldn't afford it. So shout out to stuff like that. But some of these other people don't care.
So then they're just it's all talk.
Yeah,
But let's
No
move on.
action behind it.
Let's move on. I wanna finish up on the heroes and villains from last week. Rwanda. I never got to finish. I had to rush through it. And I know I'd mentioned some really really great things that
I feel like you should
happened.
have started the show with that.
I
okay.
probably should have. But I'm just gonna quickly touch on some things. So like I said before, back then, the Hutu, and I feel like I'm completely
Hutu and Tutsis.
Hutu and Tutsis.
Yep.
They used to beef, but one of the things that Paul Kagame did was he banned those words.
Yes,
He
I
banned
remember.
those
I
words
heard
from their constitution. This was part of his way of trying to bring more unity. So right now they all consider themselves as all Rwandans.
Yep.
And I, like I said, I'd mentioned some really, really great things that he had done in terms of health, in terms of free education. Number of universities went up. He placed a really big focus on education, and on the ease of doing business. They struck a deal with Arsenal, a very huge England club, where they get to advertise "Visit Rwanda" on their shirts.
Yep.
That was a
And
pretty
at the
big
stadium
deal
too.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's on a national platform.
Yes.
International.
Yes,
I mean.
yes. So he's made a lot of moves, but of course, Paul Kagame he tends to use strongman tactics sometimes too. There's the big reason why there's peace that the Hutu and Tutsis haven't gone at it is because there's a huge military presence everywhere.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's almost like they're forcing people to be peaceful.
Oh wow.
And I don't know if that's the right way. I don't know if that's the wrong way, but
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? It's one of those things where you're just like,
it's
there was a lady that tried to run against him, I think in 2010, and she got arrested
what?
for being a genocide denier,
Oh god.
and she got jail time, like 15
What?
years. Yes,
15 Oh.
years or something like that.
for what?
For he claimed she had made comments. I think it was someone that was running against him. She claimed she
So
had made
he's locking up
comments.
his opposition.
Something
How
like that.
dictatorship
Something like
of him.
and the only opposition that he tends to go against are like floozies, people that don't really express that much opposition.
So he's basically a dictator.
And that's what I'm saying. He uses strongman tactics. Like I said, he changed the constitution so that he could run all the way up until
Wow.
2034.
So
Some may argue that it's necessary to have some type of stability,
there has to be a
but there has to be a
common
balance
balance,
too.
right.
Some of the other things that he had done was, let's see what we have here. He, like I said, he arrested, and the lady he arrested also happened to be Hutu, of course. He's Tutsi. So.
So it's still underlined kind of in there
Yeah,
somewhere.
yeah. He did sponsor wars in Zaire. Like he's like
So he's
again,
a warlord.
No, remember the Hutus had run into Zaire. And he pretty much toppled the government. They had them change their name. And remember Zaire, which became the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Right.
That's the place that has tons of minerals, over $1 trillion worth. That's part of how they've also been able to sustain their economy too.
Wow.
Apparently, allegedly, Yeah. It's not,
Wow.
and that's
So
what I'm
it's
saying.
not clean.
It's not entirely
Interesting.
clean.
Wow.
I mean, there was one journalist that accused Kagame and of an assassination attempt, and he eventually wound up dead, assassinated. We don't know who. He's like a Putin. He's like a Putin.
Wow. So I mean, the good. So they're good, and then
there's a little
some
bit of bad.
Very shady.
Yes.
Very shady bad.
Very
actually.
very shady. So I just wanted to just make sure that I
He's a typical
pointed
politician.
that out.
Well,
It's always good to present all sides. I'm not Rwandan. And please, if there are any Rwandans that listen to this, want to correct us, want to add more insight, please
reach out to us.
please
on
reach
social
out,
media.
and we'll love to hear about it.
Wow.
Now, on to a lighter topic. This next topic is, I don't know if you guys have you yesterday. Please tell me you haven't seen 90 Days.
I told you about it, Corey.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Before the 90 days?
I was hoping you hadn't seen it.
No, 90 Day Fiancé.
Yeah, before
I was
the 90
hoping-
days?
Well, yes.
Yeah, 'cause that's the one.
That's
Don't
the
go and
one.
watch any other one, anybody. Watch the before the 90 days.
Before the 90 days. And it's basically this show,
Oh
right?
my god, that show is a mess, but
But
I
I'm
love
waiting
it.
for the new episode tomorrow.
it's-
Me too. I can't wait.
Essentially, by the way, I scaled down my cable, so I don't have TLC again. But
Oh,
I've been catching it on YouTube. I started watching it. So one of my friends, one of my buddies, he had said, "Man, I love that show, man." I'm like, "What 90 Day Fiancé?" And
Yep.
this is someone that doesn't really watch shows like that. So I'm like, okay.
I don't even watch things like this.
So
but yo,
there was this the other night. I was having trouble sleeping, so I said, "Let me
That's what you
let me
want.
just watch."
That's what
something
you watch
on
to put you to
YouTube."
sleep.
I started watching this 90 Day. Oh gosh, that was the biggest mistake.
You couldn't
you
stop.
can't stop.
I was
And
up till 3
One
a.m.
episode is 2 hours long.
Yes.
That's the problem.
I was up
with
till
it.
3 a.m.
It's like,
And then I
you
came
can't
across.
stop.
So basically, the premise of this show is that they
people who meet online,
people that
right.
meet online, right?
Right.
their goal
Long
is to
distance relationships.
get
right.
Is to
proposed
eventually
Right.
Yeah.
come
Marry.
together
Come
and marry,
get
right?
married, yeah.
And in a lot of these cases, of course, they haven't met each other personally,
Right.
But
They've been talking social media.
But
and
then
all
this
that.
show comes on and they
Try to get them to
link
meet,
they
right.
link them up and have them live together for 90 days.
Yep.
And the goal at the end of the 90 days is
Is
for them to
stay
get
together
married.
or yep.
But then what they do is they end up getting people from first world countries
Yes.
a lot of times.
What?
And then the other person is from a third world country. Now there was some that wasn't the case. Like
Like
one,
the British,
like the
Right, the
British.
British and
but even
American
that one,
ones.
But that one was boring.
It was
Right, it was
boring.
boring.
Then the girl's like trying to force the baby on the guy. The guy's like, "Man, I don't think that'll be right."
I don't know.
I don't know. Man.
But then there was one that involved a Nigerian
Oh
man.
god.
Wait, before we even get to Nigerian, there was the Indonesian one
Oh my god.
where the
that
girl was
one
like,
too.
"Look, I just want a better life."
Wait. So was it the Indonesian one that she ended up being like a lazy chick?
That's the
that
Brazilian one.
That's the
Brazilian
Brazilian one. That's the
Brazilian one is
Brazilian one.
good. After her father said, "Go and bring your records,
records
your
and stuff,
everything,"
right.
the girl was lazy, and then the first
She was-
story is like, "I want a baby. I want to start a family."
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what
The
she
guy is
wanted.
like,
It was the same Brazilian one that he had to do a pregnancy test.
pregnancy test because while he's in America, she be leaving heart emoji on other guys' Instagram pages.
That girl.
And the guy's like, "Man, I don't know
I
about
don't
this girl, man."
trust
But
this.
Indonesian one was like, "Look, I
It was
just want it
weird.
better." She was even jealous, thinking he went to see his ex. She was like, "Nah, I just want
Yeah.
it." And that guy, he has an Asian fetish because
Yes.
Clearly,
His
you
ex-
were like,
tell.
I'm like, he has an ex in Bangkok.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
he's a black guy,
he's a
black guy, Yankee guy.
But on the next episode, his brother is supposed to be there, and I think his brother is the one that's going to be very interesting because his
I
brother
wanna
already
see
seems
that.
very
Yeah.
skeptical.
Right. Wouldn't
Oh,
you
then there's
be
the
though?
idiot that went to Colombia.
The one that's used translator. That one.
No, the
Oh.
one that she kept him waiting for 4 hours at the
Oh, she was
restaurant.
doing homework or
I
something,
saw
right?
that.
Oh my God.
I saw that.
And then
That one is I think like
then
a
she stood, I think she's in a show.
I think she's
I think she's like
the way she was
a
even
hooker.
doing,
Yeah, the way she was doing.
she had
I
her
think
titties
I think it was
out
a
and
case of,
everything.
and I know that
That makes her an
I know-
asshole.
No,
No,
but
that
when you
one-
see her,
First of all,
there's
that
some
one,
telltale signs.
the guy sent her money. I think that's the only
She was
person
with
that
the
spoke
clients.
before that.
Yes, I think so.
I'm
Because
telling
that's the
you.
only guy that's spoken about sending money first. I think in that one's case, it was like she met the guy. He was sending her money. She probably was showing him like something or not. But then
That guy was in love.
because he fell in love. And
I
then
saw that.
when he started saying he wants to go to Colombia, she
To
kind
meet
of
her.
pulled
Yep.
back.
Yep, I saw that.
That's what makes me believe that
And
Corey
he
might be onto
knows,
something.
though,
Like
but he
even when he
started
traveled, he
feeling-
sent her like 20 messages and she didn't reply
respond.
one.
Yep.
Yeah.
But we need to
You
get
know,
to the Niger
Nigerian
guy,
one, yeah.
Michael. I mean.
Our brother
Michael.
Michael.
And what was the girl's name?
I think this is.
I can't remember.
Oh, there's also a toxic relationship.
Yeah,
But
the New York girl and
and
the
the
other one
European
guy,
dude.
yeah.
But just to
yeah,
set
that was
it up,
bad.
right?
I didn't like that one at all.
So just to set it up, this is a Niger guy. He's 30 years old, Michael.
I think her name is Angela. No,
Angela.
Angela.
And then you have this white lady.
So Michael is 30 years old.
And
white
she's
lady,
50.
52
And she's
years
Can you
old.
52 years
imagine?
old.
I
She's
thought
a
she was
smoke- she's a
older
chronic
than
smoker.
that. Yes.
She's the
So
big-
I'm trying to picture and give you guys a picture of what
She's a
she's
chronic
like.
smoker. She's a little overweight.
She's
Yeah,
52.
yeah.
52 doesn't look her
She
age,
looks
so.
like trailer park people. You know.
I mean, she's country.
Okay,
yeah,
country.
she's
Sorry,
very country.
Yes.
If any country, bro.
And you have this guy. He's just a Niger guy, man.
Just looking for.
A way to
Yeah,
get to
just
America, basically.
So she eventually lands in Nigeria.
She got a ring before
a
she
ring,
went to
yeah.
Nigeria.
I didn't know
she went
that.
to the
She
pawn
did.
shop.
She went to
See,
pawn
that's
shop.
what happens when I
the
watch my
first
episodes on
episode,
YouTube.
Yeah, she got
She
a
went to
pawn
the
shop
pawn
with
shop
her
to
daughter
get, with
was
her
like,
daughter was like, "Who the
"Fam,
hell? What are you
He
doing?"
loves you. The guy,
He
she
should be
kept
the one
asking the
proposing
guy
to
that he
This
doesn't
one
have.
was horny. The minute
Yeah,
she got
oh,
to
true.
Yep,
She was
yep.
like, he doesn't have any of my pictures on his phone. That he goes that if police should stop him. In
So is that
Nigeria-
true?
I mean,
I heard
it's
apparently
talking
it
about
was true.
SARS. It's talking about SARS.
So is it-
If
so
SARS
it's
should
a thing?
stop him, yeah, they'll think he's scamming her
Okay, so there's
to an extent.
Can you
To an
imagine?
extent.
But also, the picture she sent him, she catfished him a little bit because she
So it's-
looks.
Oh, it's
A
an older
little
picture
younger.
now.
She
Yeah.
We're going to
Yeah.
address it. So you know what? Let's just go.
Get straight to the video.
When she arrives in
So
Lagos.
yeah, this is when she first arrives
That
in
was
Murtala
hilarious.
Mohammed Airport.
Just landed in Nigeria, and I'm about to meet Michael for the first time. Michael and I met online. Eventually, we fell in love, but we've never met each other. People think he's scamming me
Baby boy.
because I'm 52, he's 30.
Give us like
But
bada.
I know he's in my heart, and I know he's the one. This trip is make or break.
Everyone is looking at her at the airport.
You know, I
like,
put so much money in it, so much time, so much heart.
She's from Georgia. She lives in Georgia.
I'm ready to go
She's
see
very
if
country.
he's gonna make it.
I'm surprised she's not racist. Go for
Going
this
to
guy
pick
looks
up my
like a
baby
driver.
Angela. I'm so nervous because this is my very first time meeting a white woman, I mean dating a white woman all the way from the States.
First of all, why couldn't it be like a civilized Nigerian guy? Like, why did he have
See, Michael,
to
He's civilized
I'm
now.
nervous wreck.
be? No, to an extent.
I tell Michael, I say, you know, that first kiss, I'll know if you love me or not. He's like, how you gonna tell him? I said, I'm 50 years old. I will know.
She's horny.
She is, man. He doesn't know what he's in for.
When you first see Angela, what do you think you'll do?
I might kiss her or hug her, or I mean, it's gonna come naturally, you know, and they really can't see what I'm gonna do. If Angela looks older or less attractive than I thought, I will be kind of disappointed.
You're about to be
Yep,
disappointed.
because she's older and less attractive than you thought.
I'm at the airport. I'm waiting for Angela to arrive. My hands are drilling with water. I'm so nervous.
Those guys at the airport are so annoying. They're always trying to tax you.
Look at the way she runs it.
His face.
The guy is like, wait, what? And then she just runs.
She drops her bag. She's sprinting.
Everyone at the airport.
Yo, those guys, they're like, this guy, don't man.
She said you're not sure. Look at that kiss. Where is it? Oh my God.
She sexually
Assaulted him because
She did.
gave him a kiss without
did.
him asking.
She did. She did.
That's my sexy Nigerian man.
I wasn't planning on kissing him.
Look at him, he cleaned his mouth. He cleaned his mouth and she kissed him again.
The look on his face,
The look
though.
on his face was like, what the fuck is this? They clean his mouth again.
Maybe she has lip gloss. Is that what it is?
I don't know.
He's probably just not used to the moisture or whatever.
Look at him, man. Everybody's just looking like, wow.
Her stature kind of bigger
Wait,
than
hold
I expected, and
Yeah.
she looks older than the pictures.
Oh yeah.
But I mean,
You got
I'm
catfish,
happy. I'm overwhelmed.
Of course, because you want that green card, bro.
Wait, who said that? She
She
did.
did. She
Yeah.
She called him a big chunky baby.
I mean, he's not the skinniest either.
Yeah, I'm with Michael, so I mean, I'm happy. You happy?
She genuinely looks happy though.
She does.
Yeah, she's in love.
But he's not.
He
man.
looks a bit disappointed.
He's disappointed, man.
I look rough. I haven't slept still.
So you know what?
No, I don't want to
He had to do this one for the team, man. He has a family to provide for.
Okay, never mind.
She said she don't want to sleep, man.
Oh, you're like,
She said she don't want to sleep. She wants to.
Show me if Michael and me will.
All right, that's it. We can start.
All right. So no, and then there's another clip. Just one more clip. Yes, cue that up for me real quick.
Yeah, Michael's
And this is they're on their way to the. I think it starts at 29.
to the store,
Yeah, no, they're on their way to the hotel.
to the hotel.
Yeah. Yeah, right there.
but I'll see. It's so.
I've just landed in Nigeria to meet my boyfriend Michael for the first time. I've had love before, but when you're appreciated in love, it's different. I think Michael appreciates me.
I kind of
It's
feel
a
bad for
different
her.
feeling.
Yeah, I do too.
Hey, stop.
He's trying to grab his dick.
She's
while
like
driving, man.
mauling
Yeah.
him in the car while
It's
he's
sexual
driving.
assault, though.
Angela is different from what I was expecting.
I never expected
She's
it.
kind of loud. I'll try and give her a sign just to bring her voice down a little if she's like too dramatic.
She's kissing
She's
him.
The way the American women behave, it's quite different from here in Nigeria.
It's not all of them, bro.
These are hawkers.
These are what, baby? What are they called?
Hawkers.
Hookers?
Hawker.
He said, clearly said her.
H-A-W-K-E-R. Hawker. Street hawkers.
Wait, so
That sounds like
skip it to the next clip.
American, they'll take their street walkers. So they're
That
hookers.
was in the car. The next
It's
clip.
about to get there. It's about to get there.
No. Yeah, no. There's another one. Remember? Yeah. Yeah, and this is the last. This is the last one. I think
so you wanna
they
stop
get
the
to
song?
the airport. They get to the hotel.
She raped him though. Or I don't want to say rape.
They're
but
in a
she,
relationship, right?
uh,
And he
so
didn't. Did
you
he
can't
say
rape in a
no? No, you
relationship.
can. But did
Okay,
he
she
say
didn't
no?
rape him, but I think she
was a little
coerced,
happy.
She coerced him.
She coerced him.
No, watch now. Watch. Have you seen this?
I think I saw this part now. I don't think. Well, I didn't think she coerced him.
I think he
okay.
did what he had to do.
No.
also.
Yeah. No. She jumped him in that airport, in that hotel. All right. So.
Our first day back in Brazil is great, and things are just not going well. Since me and Kareem have been apart, some big
Wait,
trust
the
issues have
audio.
developed in our relationship.
There's another video playing.
Since talking to other American men on social media,
Yeah, pause this.
she's being what I consider flirtatious. So I confronted Kareem about my concerns, and she just brushes it off.
Wait.
Yeah,
Sorry.
this one.
Wait, you know what? Yeah, this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this was, I guess, this was after they. This was after they had sex.
Yep. I wish you should play the one.
I should. Yeah, I should have played it. Wait,
It's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
Let's play this.
It's
It's
alright.
okay. Let's
Alright.
leave this.
I can just talk about it.
It's morning. It's 8. How are you?
Oh, morning breath.
You're a beast, Michael.
She said you're a beast, Michael.
It was awesome.
Keep
Three
watching.
times, I mean.
Three, but this guy said 3 times, bro.
And he was coerced. Okay.
He put in work.
He did what he got. He needs to get that green
First
card.
time with a white woman, the different color.
The guy's a different color.
She has this energy. I never expected this energy. She's just so like,
ready.
masculine. I mean,
The guy says she's so masculine.
She's so agile.
Agile.
No,
See,
we
see,
have
take
to
it.
get up. No, you know, we are going to see Mama today.
Yes, I'm excited.
Okay, baby.
All right, that's good, babe. So we're
Oh.
aware, okay?
Okay.
Today we're going to Michael's neighborhood to meet his mom.
Yeah,
and some
yeah,
of
you
his
can
friends.
stop it.
But yeah, the night before she kept like trying to grab his private part.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Yeah.
They kept saying stop. But then the funniest part was the Trump.
Yeah,
part.
wait.
Oh
that
my
was
God,
the part.
that
I was
was
actually
so
it was,
funny.
it was actually going to play, but I made a
the
mistake.
Trump,
Yeah.
the Trump part.
So she brought him all the Trump paraphernalia.
because he said
so
Trump is
many.
he said Trump is his
business mentor.
business mentor.
Oh,
He said,
wow.
He had a picture of Trump in his
He
house.
said,
I'm
"I
like,
love
what,
Trump."
dude?
You know those kind of pictures that they be putting in like federal buildings of like the president. Yeah, that portrait. That's exactly
that
what
was
he had.
hilarious. She brought him all these Trump shirts
Yep,
and stuff and
he was.
hats,
He said,
the
"Wow."
MAGA hats and
Trump.
everything.
Oh, she went all out.
That was hilarious.
But I don't know, man. The reason why I brought this up was because when I was watching it, right, it reminded me of just when I was watching the whole show and this whole doing this long distance thing. Have any of you ever been in a long distance relationship?
How long
Kind
is
of.
long distance?
Right, New York to
The fur-
Maryland.
yeah, I've
sure,
done New York to
but
Maryland.
not
That's the furthest,
out of
man.
the
That's
country.
really, you've never done out of the country?
No.
Yeah, it reminded because I once did out of the country.
I can't.
Okay, go ahead. Tell us
I
about
did
your
it
experience.
there was this I was reminded of it because I know how tough it is, right?
To be not with the person you like, right?
Yes, and to be in different countries, and what ends up happening is you guys go close because all you can do is
Just
talk on
right,
the phone,
Right. It does help,
and
right.
it helps. You
Yeah.
get to know the person, but you don't get to know the person
The real
in
person,
that way.
right?
Yeah,
I mean, it's the real person, but
No, you don't
not-
get to see them when they're angry.
there's some
You don't know how
instances-
they
Well,
that's true.
react to
That's true.
situations. You don't know how.
And I feel like,
Yeah.
but some people get lucky sometimes.
Right.
Like I know some long distance relationships that they
work.
ended up
Yeah,
together
yeah,
and
yeah,
they're happy.
Yeah.
And there are others that don't work. But I just think that the chances of it working are that much lower. Because I
Well, it
remember
depends on
trying
how
it too.
far away the distance is, though. If it's
Long distance, we're
in
talking
Maryland,
across.
like
Yeah, we're
you know,
talking
across the ocean.
across the
Ocean,
body
oh.
of
So
the world.
let's the best way, I think the best way for that is maybe if you guys already dating before,
right, and then she leaves or he leaves
Yeah,
or something.
But
Yeah.
that you guys
But never
met.
establish that
And then
bond.
also, you know, it's
right.
like more of these people, like I don't know, I don't know. Shout
I
out to
don't know.
whoever does it.
But
Right. I can't do it.
I know it definitely brought back memories of this one
You and your Angela.
thing. This one thing that I'd done in, and this was like
Was she
over
masculine
this
and
was
agile?
this was over a year ago.
Oh my gosh.
This is over a year
Look
ago.
at Corey blushing.
And
Okay.
no, why would I blush?
I'm
not,
joking.
I'm not even
Over a
You're
year.
not
Wait,
reminiscing?
over a year
No,
ago, you
not at
dated a
all,
girl in
but-
Nigeria
No, she wasn't. No, who told you it
So,
was Nigeria?
what
No, it wasn't
country?
Nigeria.
or wherever
South
country she-
Africa.
Oh, South
Oh,
Africa.
okay. I mean, just as long.
Wait.
Wait, Wale, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
All right,
I don't know why you're laughing.
I won't talk.
But it was, and I'll kind of give you like the backstory.
Wale.
Oh,
But
God.
I was talking to I'd been going from one relationship.
Oh,
to
this is
another.
why you were such an expert.
Let him talk now. Let him talk.
This had not. I
Go ahead,
genuinely
go
love
ahead.
that country.
Oh, that's fine. Okay,
Like
go
if
ahead.
when
That's
I
it,
get
man.
rich, when I get rich, I'm gonna have.
I wanna go to South
I'm
Africa
gonna
'cause
build
I have
a.
family that have been there.
I love the country,
Go
man.
ahead.
I
I'm
just
surprised
love.
this is the first time he's mentioning this on this podcast. He tried. He actually did a good job. I'm surprised he hasn't done Heroes and Villains of South Africa.
I was actually going to do Shaka Zulu.
I was like, wait.
Shaka Zulu.
Corey will not let us hear a word
Of
about South
SA.
Africa, man. Oh
Corey
my
cannot be
God.
sitting
But
down.
I fell in love. I fell
Did
in
you guys know
love
that in
with
South
the
Africa? That's how it starts.
country. You guys are assholes.
I like this guy. How far now?
You guys are assholes. But
Go all
Go,
making
yeah. You
sense
fell in
now.
love with a
Making
South
sense.
African girl.
I don't know about fell in love.
Okay, but you.
I thought I was.
You liked the girl.
I thought I
Don't
was
deny
at
your
the time.
relationship.
No, I
Okay.
thought I was
No,
at
no,
the
it's
time.
okay.
Okay,
It's okay.
that's fine.
And so I'd known this girl for years.
Okay.
I'd known her, a mutual friend that happened to live in South Africa that worked with her.
Okay.
Had kind of introduced me. She was a cute girl, whatever.
South African girl or
No,
Nigerian?
no, it
girl?
was one of my Niger guys.
No, the girl. She not.
Yeah, South
oh.
African girl.
Africa.
South
Oh,
African.
Oh,
Never
okay.
even left the country. And like years ago, back when she was like, what, 19 or something. Of course, I was also younger then too. I mean, maybe I was like 25 or 24.
How many years ago is this? That was like a decade ago. man.
Like 2 years ago.
25.
Fuck out of here.
Go on.
So, but you know, we'll chat and we're just friends, just friends, whatever, you know. And so fast forward to like 2016. or so.
When you were 25.
2016 or so. I made a decision, and this had nothing to do with her. I just made a decision because I'd been dying to go to South Africa for a while. And I'd never really been to that many other countries outside of Nigeria within Africa.
Right.
And you'd be surprised how many other Nigerians are in that same way.
Oh,
they
yeah.
have no idea. I'm telling you, visit
I'm trying
your
to go to Ghana
continent, man.
this Christmas.
Tanzania, there's a lot of lovely vacation spots. But my next spot that I want to go to is Morocco, by the way. But that's besides the point. And I said I was going to go to South Africa. And I was like, well, I happen to know this girl too. Of course, I was going to chill with my boy over there too. I was going to go to Cape Town first. She happened to live in like that Joburg, around that Joburg area. And
yeah, he's saying Joburg like he's
from there. Now. The rest of us say Johannesburg.
She was actually from Pretoria, actually, to be specific.
Excuse us,
but Pretoria is like right outside of Joburg.
Right.
Okay.
And
where's Joburg?
What do you mean where's Joburg? It's in South Africa.
Where is South Africa? South, north, east.
I'm not sure. I don't wanna mess that up. I'm not entirely sure, but it's there, Sha. And Joburg is like the black capital, by the way.
Yes.
Cape Town is like where most of the whites are.
Yep.
Joburg is the biggest city now.
I first went to Cape Town. Awesome experience. I went to see. I saw the Nelson Mandela prison. I went through that whole tour. It was a really lovely experience. And then I went to Joburg. I went to go see my friend, and I was like, while I'm here, I might as well go see this girl that we happen to be like pen pals or whatever. Now, but prior to going there, I kind of like setting it up,
Of course, it won't be you if you didn't do
shot
that.
or whatever.
Right.
And she had a man or whatever.
But
I would still flirt.
It don't matter.
I would still flirt.
Go get your girl,
I would
boy.
still flirt or whatever. So I get there and I meet her, and it was, we had a connection. It was nice, everything.
Her man, Uncle.
Yeah, she did have a man, but and then what happened was eventually we started talking. Eventually she left her man or whatever. But
you got her to break up with her man.
I never said I got her to break up with her man.
Right.
I never said I never said no. I
never
never said that.
Demon.
I never said that. But what I'm trying to get to here is that there was this sense of, because when I go back to the United States, we would talk every day, and there was this sense of, oh yes, this is it. And I thought I knew this person. I really thought I knew this person. Like I'm a very, very good judge of character. I like to think I'm usually very I can spot BS. This was the first time that this.
You were bamboozled?
No, I don't know if I was bamboozled, but when I look back now, I'm like, wow, maybe this is one of those situations where I was coming in from. Because when you look at Michael and that woman, you can tell that woman is completely oblivious. She doesn't know
this case,
what's going on.
Angela.
Yo, everything was perfect. Talked every day. This and that, months, and then out of the blue, things just changed. I was like, what's going on here?
The way she acted.
It just when you talk to somebody every day, and suddenly that person just breaks from routine, and all of a sudden
talking to somebody else.
She was already exactly
so,
showing you.
And I had a feeling.
But that's the problem with long distance.
Right, you can't
That's
see.
the thing.
Yeah.
I think that's another part about it, where it's like the trust factor too.
Yeah.
It's almost like you have to know that and if you don't know that person enough, how are you going to trust that person? How are you going to trust that person isn't doing anything? But anyway, looking back now, of course, by the end of it, I realized that, of course, she happened to have been seeing somebody else.
Would she ever even leave her man?
No, she did. She did.
She just replaced him.
She did. and honestly, I'm not gonna say, because honestly, at this point, like I'm so over it. Like eventually, I kind of reached, because I went through a dark place.
Oh wow.
Last year, I'd never been. And I know you guys are cracking jokes, but this was serious. This was serious. Like this was. I kind of went through, because I'd never. You're trying to control your laptop. I swear, I can't even be serious with you guys on here. I'm out here trying to create content.
No, go ahead. Sorry, it was Vale's face.
Yeti was like, I'm trying to be serious, and then she looked at Vale and she started laughing. And
sorry. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. We're here for
you. We all
noticed
noticed last year.
No one noticed. No one knew what I was going through.
Okay, we didn't notice.
No one knew I was going through. No one knew a damn thing. Because after I got back, I got back, And
So that's why you stopped
I
going
even
South
wanted to.
Africa.
Well, the plan was to go back.
That's why you stopped going.
Let me finish. The plan was to go back to South Africa, right?
Makes sense now.
After like a few months,
Right.
But by that time, like I said, things had started changing. Of course, she was also
Were you
going
not
through issues
arguing
in her
and
life.
stuff?
No, it wasn't that. She was going through some personal, some issues, some real genuine issues in her life. I'm not going to get into the details. But I still went up, even though she had told me not to come again.
Aw.
Still went up there.
You were in love.
I was like that
That
guy
Colombia
that
guy.
was waiting.
So you have been.
My guy, I suffered.
You were a whole episode. Of all the couples.
I went to. We're supposed to go to the safari.
Oh, you didn't.
She didn't show up.
I was there by myself the whole time. Even though that experience was awesome too, by the way.
I mean, stop it.
So some of the issues that she had with me was the fact that I was Nigerian.
What's wrong with that?
And the fact that South Africans, they don't fuck with
don't like
Nigerians.
Nigerians.
They don't like her parents were like, it's out of the question. But those are part of like the reasons that I'm
This
just
guy,
like,
I just remember this guy was like, "Yeah, I'm going to buy a house in South Africa."
but it's good that I can laugh about it
I
now.
realized that that's true.
It's good that I can laugh about it. And you know, I'm actually happy I went through that because I'd never
It makes
really
you
been
stronger,
through any
right.
kind of heartbreak. Even though I look back, I don't think I was in love. I think I was definitely infatuated. I think I for the first time I let my guard down in a way that I shouldn't have for someone that I didn't really know that well.
Right.
This was someone that we'd been like pen pals. We wasn't like
I mean, but I feel like you were to an extent. You talked every day.
We did.
You thought you knew her.
I thought I did.
happens to
And
the best of us.
I let my guard down. And it was the first time that I
But you have to be vulnerable to fall in love. That's how love is.
I kind of felt bamboozled, man. I'm like,
I mean, that's
you know,
life.
it was she did this
Happens
180
all the time.
on me,
She hooked
and
into you, man.
and so that's why for people that are considering long distance, you have to consider all these things, man.
Yoruba demon.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
Look at that,
Dude, I was in the safari by
Shout out to
myself,
her,
man. I
I
was
picture Corey
I was-
talking by himself.
and I had all these things lined up. And, yeah, but it didn't work out. But I'm happy for it because again, I told you I went through a very dark
like this
period
guy
in my
stopped
life
going
where
to
it was
South
just like,
Africa
are you
now.
like? I was like, who am I? How did I not see the signs? You know, I started looking back, thinking like, wow.
So every little thing she did, you're like,
like,
that's why she did.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't, you know, like I said, it happens. Shit happens. She was going through some personal things. I'm not gonna get into the details or whatnot, but
You don't see the signs till you leave, though.
Right,
You
and that's the
don't-
thing. Hindsight is 20/20, like they say.
you don't understand.
Yeah,
Like I was just like, wow, how
I
did I
should have
see
known.
this?
I should have. Yep.
I was there by myself because I went back to South Africa. Remember, I went.
I went back.
That's in our trip.
You went back.
That trip is not cool. The first time I
Yeah, go
went
back.
there, I'd gone from
now
Nigeria, so it
come
wasn't
out.
that long.
You will now bring back some stupid souvenirs like this. You don't know that this guy's heart was broken.
Wow, Wale, what kind of friend are you?
You guys are some assholes, but you know I appreciate it. I appreciate
Where his way of making nobody ask you, how was your trip? Like, he was just walking, hey guys, take it. Here you go, man. You don't have time. You don't even have time to be asking, guy, how was your trip?
You're an asshole. You're an asshole.
I still have the bracelet that
Let's
you
play
gave
poker.
me.
Let's play poker. Come on, let's go.
But long story short,
long
short, I gotta wrap it up. But long story short, I'm happy for that experience because it taught me a lot about myself. I'm telling you, man, when you go through wait, hold on. Lova Lova, hold on 1 second.
One second.
I know. And while you were talking, man. But yeah.
Yeah, it's featuring Duncan Mighty. Yeah, but like I was saying, and you know, when all is said and done, I'm happy it happened to me because
You live and you learn, man.
You live and you learn. I learned a lot about myself going through that. I don't know if you guys have ever been through anything like that, but
Like heartbreak?
I'm telling you,
Heartbreak. I mean, everyone's been through.
I'm telling you, I'm what, like in my mid-20s now, and in my 25-year lifespan, I'd never felt so shooketh in my life.
25
I started questioning a lot of things, but I came out of that. In fact, at some point, I even reached out to her and I'm like, you know what, it's all good, man. I wish you the best of luck.
Did you really?
What?
Did you really?
Oh, yeah, I did. And you know what? But you know what? I even
how
like.
did that end? How did that go? The relation. I mean, the conversation you got after the breakup.
Eventually, she was also coming out of the personal issues she was having. And she was like, sure, whatever. At some point, it even kind of felt like she was trying to like talk again. But at that point, I was really like, no,
snapped out of it.
No, I'm not. I'm no longer under your spell. And long story short, I ended up meeting somebody that I really, really, truly, genuinely have a lot of feelings for.
Aww.
And I'm happy. I haven't been happier.
This is turning into a Corey.
I knew that's where it was going on.
What are you talking about? I'm very happy.
I'm recording it.
And
she'll hear it.
And I don't think I would have.
Our producer extraordinaire. Continue.
She's been MIA for a long time.
I don't
right?
Think I
Where you at, girl?
I don't think I would have. I don't think I would have wound up with her without going through all that experience. Because what happened was I came out of that, and I started realizing what I didn't like. I knew even more so what I wasn't gonna settle for. I knew that it is something that sometimes you have to go through the process, man. You have to go through the process.
Yeah, that's the only way you can grow.
You have to. Yeah, you learn from your mistakes.
Go through that stage.
Now you're in love.
Where you are.
Aww.
When you feel heartbroken. You hear some love songs on the radio. You just turn off the radio.
So you know what song? You know a song that got me through that period.
Wow.
And this was why
you went through the quintessential breakup.
Yeah, I did. And I'm a music lover, but it was I remember when we were talking about XXX. You know, this I was kind of passionate about. There was this one song he had released, and that was when I realized his genius. It was called Revenge, and God, I would just play that song on a loop. But the song is kind of dark. The song he's talking about. Look, I'm gonna dig 2 graves, one for myself, one for you. Like that was the dark part. I was pissed.
Why didn't you tell anyone about this?
Because sometimes I have to go through things. I mean, I told my sis. I told there were a few people that I told that were aware. Some of my boys kind of had an idea or whatever. I mean, I've been talking about this South African girl. She's gonna come to Yankee. We had plans lined up. I was supposed to go to Cali. I was supposed to go for a photo shoot. Like all these different things.
This Korean guy
shut up, Wale. I'm not interested in your opinion. Yeti, let's.
My God, I can't even
I will air your dirty laundry out here this month.
Shut the fuck up, Wale.
This Korean so much.
That's the end of the show. I know,
man, you made it through, bro.
I made it through,
and you're stronger and in love, more in love than ever. So
I
think most importantly, I'm happy.
That's great.
I'm happy.
Stand back up. And,
did you guys want to add anything else before we wrap up the show?
I feel like I got to know you even more, Corinne.
You think
I've
so?
I've known you for how long now?
For a while. Back in college, like 4 years ago. Why are you guys laughing, man?
Even my first stint in college was not 4 years ago. So I don't know
you guys are tripping.
I've been in my job that I'm working now for more than 4 years.
So I don't know what you're talking about.
But we hope you guys love the podcast. Like I said, please give us your feedback.
Yep.
Follow us on YouTube, our page, subscribe to us, Smiling Suffer, on Twitter @SmilingPod. On Instagram, smiling_sufferer. Please follow us. We're also on Facebook, Smiling Sufferer page that has a bunch of our videos.
And YouTube, everything.
Yeah.
Watch our videos. Give us reviews.
Yes, please.
Thumbs up.
Tell everybody that I'm your favorite boy.
Right.
Yeah.
But as for me, if you believe in equality, there's nothing wrong with anybody else having a different opinion from yours.
I agree with that.
If you feel their opinion is trash, don't just try and educate them. Don't look down.
Don't beat it down on their head.
Condescending. Yes, to them. Don't act like you're holier than thou because you're this evolved free thinker.
Creature.
It's like everybody has the right to be who they want to be.
Yep.
So that's it.
All right, Yeti.
I
last
agree
words.
with Wale. Have fun, guys. I don't know.
And my last words are, please, like I said, follow us.
Review,
all we're trying to do for the most part here, we're learning. As we're learning, we're sharing, and we're just having conversations. We're trying to tell our stories. We want to hear more African stories. We want to put ourselves out there.
I want more stories of trips to South Africa and stuff like that.
And so
Freedom College.